Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Dungeons and Dragons: Hoard of the Dragon Queen. Let's see. Today, we've kind of gone off the rails of the module a little bit to deal with a dragon cult army and its green dragon, and the players plan to ambush it. Would anyone like to give a session recap of what happened a month ago since we skipped a session?
Where did that? We started in Greenest, didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
When we were leaving.
Yep.
We resupplied and we joined some factions. I don't quite remember which ones because Karen was having none of it. She's already faking one faction, and that's enough for her.
That's fair. That's fair.
We got some horses. We headed out onto the open road and ended up at a city. I don't remember what the city was called.
Berdusk.
Windcrest was the first little village that was just completely destroyed and ransacked.
Oh, right. Yeah. That was not... We didn't even go into that town.
Nope.
Because we were like, that's a bad idea.
We ran into... Sorry, good?
I said just a bunch of just poisoned dead bodies and just houses were burned out. It was pretty bad.
Yeah. We had run into Azaria Leafwalker, who was an elf who told us more rumors of the Green Dragon terrorizing cities and being a nuisance in the north.
Mm-hmm.
I was suspect, but had no grounds to be that way. I just never trust a mysterious stranger who appears by themselves in the middle of the woods.
You can't blame Tom Bombadil for this.
Yeah, Tom Bombadil.
That's fair, and I believe Yuri told us a story about why he never trusts strangers that show up in the wilderness.
Yep, that did happen. Yeah, we had a really good interlude. Cobus made some potions. Kyla drew Yuri in a heroic pose, and Carrie told us kind of a little bit about her backstory with her sandals.
Yeah,
that was cool.
She just loves some good footwear, turns out.
We were traveling. We got to Berdusk, and Karen tried to charm person on the guards out front to save us time, presumably.
Yep, I think she even spent a luck point on it, and it still didn't work. And
well,
so we were escorted under guard to the keep, which is where we were going anyway. Luckily, but it didn't help things too much. I loved it.
Yeah,
she's the smallest but the biggest troublemaker.
Tiny and mighty.
Yep.
I don't remember us going there, but I have a note here about the Flourish Flagon, which is a little people tavern, and everyone working there answers to the same name of Marklo.
Yep.
Yeah, that was really cool.
Yeah, that's really cool. Let's see.
I love being able to draw on like the established areas and locations of an established setting, because then you just throw something like that in there, and there you go.
Well, joke's on you, because we're going to go there, and you're going to have to be 10 different people named Marklo.
Oh no, you mean tall Marklo.
No, I mean that Marklo over there.
So many different accents to be had.
We also... So the leader of Berdusk, the High Lady of Berdusk, is Lady Sileria.
Mm-hmm.
And she has a background as a bard, and she's soft-spoken and serious. And she was there, and, we introduced ourselves to her and let her know what was going on. And then we ran into Nikolai Komarov, who was that old sorcerer who is into dragon lore. And we bought some scrolls off of him in preparation for what was going on.
He calls himself a dragon scholar.
You know what? You're going to show him, and we're going to help you do it.
That's right.
Yeah, he has done a lot of things related to dissecting and studying the internal workings of dragons. And he's interested in the body, and in fact, he would have given you a scroll of gentle repose, because he doesn't plan on being anywhere near the fighting. He's just... he's going to be hiding somewhere in town.
What does that scroll do?
It preserves a dead body so that it doesn't rot or decay. And for, I think it's either a week or maybe a day. I can't remember, but for a long duration. So if you do happen to kill this green dragon, then he definitely would like to gain access to its body, and he asked you to use that scroll on it.
Yeah. I think it's a spell that clerics and stuff get, but for players it's useful if you have somebody die but you don't have a raise dead spell, then you can cast it on them and it keeps them in that moment of death until you can get somewhere safe.
Yeah. Basically like a little stasis field for a dead body.
Cool. I don't know, as a group in a meta capacity, how do we feel about that? Would we want to keep this dragon freshly dead to the point where it could be revived by someone else, or just hand it over to him for dissection?
Listen, I know how Karen feels about that. It's differently than how Allie feels.
Dracolic can be raised up either way, so I'd say go for it. If he wants to dissect it, then I'm fine with that.
I'm wanting to retroactively say that was part of the deal for him giving you discounted scroll prices and stuff like that.
Makes sense. So did we already agree to do that then? Like, that was that contingent upon...
It doesn't have to be. Like, if you don't want to do it, you don't have to do it. But that's what he wants.
I have no horse in this race as a player. I don't know how Yuri would feel about, like, I defeated this dragon, but it didn't stay dead.
He doesn't plan to resurrect the dragon.
I'm sure he doesn't.
Fair.
I have no grounds for saying this. I have no idea. But yeah, if he gave us that option and specifically Kyla was okay with it, then I think Yuri would have no problem as long as they got credit for killing this dragon in the first place.
Absolutely.
Out of character, I also think that it could serve as an interesting boss in the future if, theoretically, someone were to resurrect as a Dracolic, which I think is highly unlikely.
Sure.
Yeah, this Cult of the Dragon, normally the Cult of the Dragon used to like revere the Dracolich and would try to go in that route, but this new cult is more focused on living dragons and stuff like that, which is kind of odd. That's something that's changed in recent years.
Well, dead dragons can't lay eggs, so...
Yep.
How does Cobus/Horus feel about all this?
I think he's cool with it. He doesn't, like you said, doesn't have a horse one way or the other in the race. It's I think he's totally fine with either or.
Yeah,
you should have horses in races, though, because you could talk to them and be like, "Hey, I need you to win this for me."
Take a dive.
You get as many smoothies as you can, and you come back here.
Listen, just bump them a little bit. Just trip them up. Don't get caught yourself. It'll be fine.
What are they going to think? You're a horse.
There's 10 carrots in it for you.
Make it 11.
Perfect.
That was good. I'm not sure who said that, but that was good.
Thank you.
It's a group effort. That's all I had for my notes. I know Kaylee usually takes some pretty good notes, so I don't know if you have some good stuff I missed.
No, not really. Not a whole lot. I do more... My notes are more broad stuff, not like the intricate details, like the random stuff, like the Tunariatar was written on a piece of paper. Still have that. They have a mage ally. I'm writing down like the names of the mercenaries and you know, stuff like that.
No, that's good stuff. Yeah, you keep bringing up the Tumeritar name, and I have that somewhere, but I did not remember it at all. I think you have more substance to your note-taking than I do. Like, this is what happened.
There we go. So yeah, a couple other things. You guys said you were going to set up an ambush for this green dragon. Kyla posited this idea that, hey, green dragons are amphibious, so it might try to swim up this channel, and so you've got the help of the town to set up a couple of things. There's these two bridges. So down here on this bridge, you've have a crane that's set up with a huge like chain net at the bottom of that river. You've kind of blocked off one pass of the one half of the bridge, so the dragon, if it is going to swim up, it's going to have to go up this way. And you have some counterweights and stuff set up to, when the dragon's in position, you throw the counterweights off and it hoists the dragon up out of the water. You also identified some cultists and taught the townsfolk how to identify them, but instead of tipping your hand and capturing them, you've just repositioned them, so it's hopefully messing with their plans if they're at different gates or not even on duty at that time.
The reason I didn't want to capture them is that would be a lot more obvious. Like, if there were any cultists we missed, then they might be like, wait a minute, they know something's up. We should probably find some way to alert the army or whatever. And I didn't want to take that risk.
That's fair. Cool. So was there any more prep work you wanted to do? It's about midday right now. And
I just want to say that... sorry, go ahead.
And Nikolai is about to go into hiding, so you won't be able to find him.
I have a mechanics question. If Yuri were enlarged, would he be able to grapple the dragon? Like, use the grapple ability?
I think you can grapple something one size greater than you. So
Whoa!
So I think he's fine.
Nice.
He's fine as it is right now. If he's larger, it's probably easier.
Yeah, I was just asking for mechanics in case that ever comes up. But
Yeah, that crazy scenario.
It's ridiculous.
What time are we anticipating roughly the attack to happen?
You have no information on whether or not this attack is even happening. Spoiler alert, I'm going to go ahead and tell you yes it will, but you're not sure when.
I'm pretty sure we were saying it was going to happen at midnight beforehand, and that's what time people were preparing for.
Cool.
Sometime tonight, yeah. Yeah, the army's due to show up roughly around midnight. You're not sure when this green dragon might be swimming up this channel, though. So, any last minute prep?
That's all for me.
Karen's got all her spell slots back, so she's doing fine.
Jeez,
Oh, yeah.
Maybe, go ahead.
I'm just doing a little meditating, a little fizzy drinks, and killing time.
Can Yuri walk over to Kobus while you're doing your fizzy drink thing and say, "Now, would you mind if I tasted one of these?"
Sure, by all means. Tell me, how are you feeling? What is your mood right now? And I will give you the most appropriate one.
Ooh, I'm excited by the possibility of what we're about to do. A little bit
Excellent.
nervous, maybe.
All right, maybe something a little savory, perhaps. Let's try this one. Okay. And it kind of looks like a little foamy root beer type of thing.
Ooh.
And, go ahead, give that a try. See what you think.
He'll down it in one go. Maybe he'll sip at it first to savor it. And say, the foam really brings out the flavor.
Thank you, thank you.
What did you make this from?
Oh, well, actually, the when I turned into the toad, I sweat quite a bit with the forest stuff.
You're immediately...
Kyla is cackling in the
Oh my
background.
goodness, are you okay? You
Yes. Very enjoyable.
You can really taste the toad.
it's very healthy. It's very healthy, I swear.
Yes. It's wonderful, of course. So
Would you like some more?
No, I don't want to upset my stomach before the fight.
Oh, yes, I would. Yes, I understand.
Thank you. So, Kobus, he says, wiping his snout off. I was wondering if, you know that thing you did when we were fighting that half-dragon? You know, where I got very big?
Oh, yes. I mean, how could I forget? You were quite epic in that, man.
Oh, all thanks to you, good friend. I was wondering if maybe that was something we could try doing again.
Of course, I'd be happy to.
Oh, that would be wonderful. You could, yeah, that's really all I wanted to know, but that sounds like a dynamite plan to me.
I may actually try to, you know, I have another spell I want to try first. And then I might make you big and a huge gargantuan, okay?
That sounds fine.
Alrighty. I look forward to this.
I'll probably be on the dragon, so just look for me there.
Good to
Don't
know.
accidentally enlarge the dragon. That would be bad.
There's
If
no
only
way
I
to-
knew. If only I knew how to write, I would make a note of that.
Okay,
Cobus, you can't write? I can't read!
Hey,
We're a pair, us
well,
two.
apparently you can hear this private conversation.
I was going to see how you guys were. Goodbye.
I'm just joking. I'm kidding.
She had like a tray of food for you guys.
No,
she turns
please.
around.
I need something to clean. Wash this down with. Running after Karen.
Oh, I did have one question out of character about Cobus's brewing and alchemy. We were given like poison resistance potions.
Mhm.
Would he be able to make those stronger in any way?
Typically, no, but sure, let me hear some ideas.
Does Cobus know any kind of spell that grants resistance to specific elements or anything like that?
I mean, poison resistance is kind of my jam with my racial trait and alchemy stuff. And,
You can
think about this.
put your dragon blood into the potion.
You know, that's actually not a bad idea. I could do like a diluted mix of my own blood.
Alright.
Small amount.
Okay, how about this? You give up some of your hit dice
Sure.
and try to strengthen the potions a little bit. And let's see. On a success, you'll add like 5 more points of resistance. And on a failure, you don't.
Alrighty.
So
You
some
got
sort of crafting check. What would that be?
Let's see.
Do you have proficiency with
Medicine?
any of the like alchemy or herbalism tools or anything?
No, not really.
Yeah, you do.
Uh,
You have a herbalism kit, so let's
Oh, yeah,
change
your
this
kit.
attribute to, I guess, wisdom is good. Oops, I rolled for you. And I didn't set a DC. I was gonna think that the DC would be pretty tough for this. I was thinking of 15.
If you don't want to give up some of your hit dice for it, it's fine. It was just an idea I had because
No, that's
I
fine.
noticed that he was doing a lot of brewing and stuff.
I'm not sure how many hit dice do you feel appropriate there, Deck?
I was gonna say like 2 hit dice. Like since you're using your blood.
Alrighty.
But if you wanted to, you could spend a luck point on that to try again.
Let's see.
Did he roll?
I accidentally rolled for him.
No, I think I'm good. I think I'll just take the failure.
All right.
Well, thank you for trying.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's apparently Nikolai Komarov knows his stuff, and weren't 100% sure what he was using to make these potions. So the stuff that you're doing to it doesn't increase its potency.
How long do the potions last for?
For 1 hour.
Okay,
Wow.
so we wouldn't be drinking those too far in advance.
Yeah, and it grants resistance to the element, Since Cobus is a green dragonborn and already has resistance, then I was going to say if he drinks it, he becomes immune to poison damage.
Oh wow.
That's cool. Cobus MVP.
I got poison for days.
How does Cobus feel about fighting a green dragon that's kind of, like he's a green dragonborn and he's fighting a green dragon? How does he feel about that?
So like Cobus, like I've kind of said in the beginning, like he's not really super familiar with dragons and what their ilk is. I mean, he's never been around a lot of dragons in his life. I mean, he's heard rumors and talk through the towns that he's traveled through, and even the swamp that he resided in from the creatures. And probably heard about a black dragon, maybe. But
Yeah.
but he really doesn't have strong feelings one way or the other. He's accepted his life for being just kind of not the norm, and he embraces just being out there in the wilderness.
Cool.
I don't think he was inherently born with, oh, I know everything about dragons.
Yep. So, yeah, I think Cobus's backstory, I'm not sure how much of this is public, so I think he originally was he and his Dragonborn tribe were in a forest, but they kind of got chased into a swamp. Their territory got overrun by some sort of invader, and they had to retreat into the swamp. And yes, you had heard rumors of a black dragon up in that general area.
Yeah, I was kind of picturing that he was like a lone egg that hatched in the swamp and nothing else around, maybe some other broken, destroyed eggs not too far away or something, and then he was just kind of raised on his own and to survive in the swamp.
Maybe some swamp elves took you in,
There you go.
raised you up to be a druid.
Or maybe that said tribe that you just spoke of took me in.
The swamp is my mother and father.
Excellent. Alright, well, if you have no further plans, then we'll advance tonight and move out to the bridge.
When we do down our potions, Yuri will be like, tastes kind of toady.
What does that mean?
How do you know what that tastes like?
With a look of dawning horror, he looks over to Cobus.
Oh, man.
Alright, so I've moved you over to the bridge. And so over here in the west side is a large crane used for loading and unloading ships. You also said you wanted to move the ballista there. That's what this thing is up here. Let me get my paintbrush out. You've kind of netted off this area. Tried to make it look inconspicuous, so it has to come up in this general direction. And let's see. And yeah, that's the general plan. If everybody wants to drag their tokens out and say where they're thinking of being. I thought Cobus was going to be down here, kind of. Oops. Kind of down here, keeping an eye out on things, waiting for the dragon to show up, possibly in giant toad form. And so yeah, where do you guys want to be? Who wants to man the ballista?
Could Ugg man the ballista?
Yeah.
Nice. Yuri just wants to be nearby where they expect to catch the dragon so that he can immediately engage it and try to grapple it.
Actually, I'd probably be close to Yuri since he asked me to do the big boy.
All right.
Out of character, make sure, like, if there's something that you want to do before that, please do. Like, that doesn't suit
Oh no, I'm totally along with this, man. I'm all about this. The only thing I'm curious about is I got a new spell, Moonbeam, and I just want to try and see what the heck that thing does.
Sweet.
Yeah, sounds awesome.
I loved using that in World of Warcraft.
Ah, yes.
So Bonsai in chat said he had a druid whose parents were killed in a composting accident, and he was raised by an awakened shrub. It's awesome.
That's amazing. That's a great backstory. Thank you for sharing that.
The garden never bloomed better.
Oh, what a great twist on the trope.
Alright, so I think I put in some night sounds into our playlist, but it is
Evening Town?
super loud, so hold on a second.
Oh no.
So just be ready to turn it way down. Oh.
My volume slider on it is literally as far as it can go to the bottom, and there's just a sliver of white there. And I even have my system volume at like 50% and stuff too.
I actually don't hear anything. Do you hear anything?
I don't hear.
I had to turn it up to hear it.
Yeah, it's...
There we go. Okay, that one's actually not bad. There was another one that I had queued up that was just crazy loud, and I'm like, ah!
Where are you guys? Are you guys in the watch together?
Yeah, I'll give you a link.
Oh, here, I got it.
I think I put it in the main Discord.
I missed it. There we go.
So who has what scrolls?
I think we have all the scrolls.
Yeah, Karen, can you use any of the scrolls?
I don't think I can as a warlock.
Yeah, I didn't think so. I think the only person that can use them are you, Miss Night Gem.
Oh dear.
Get ready for a lot of blasts.
We have 2 lightning and 1 fireball, right?
Yes.
I'm willing to take one for the team. Remember, I'm resistant to fire damage, so...
So if it comes down to it, zero it in on Yuri.
It's going to be a real Dragon Ball situation.
Kamaya!
Alright, let me open up my Session 7 notes. I should have had that open, but here we go.
Holy lightning bolt through me.
Just to be clear, drinking a potion is an action, correct?
It's a bonus action, so I was going to let you do it as, like, once whoever the lookout is spots it, I was just going to have that be a gimme. Like, you guys spend your bonus action to drink the potion.
Sounds good.
Somebody plotting on me? Ah, there she is. All right. Well, there's a gentle lapping of water against the shore and a rumble of thunder in the distance. Hazy clouds block out most of the stars, but the bright moonlight shines through. Waiting in silence is almost unbearable. Then Cobus finally sees it, a disturbance fast approaching. There's a surge of water being pushed in front of a shadowy shape, rapidly slicing its way through the inlet. Cobus gives the sign to signal the rest of the party to get ready. Then another...
Sorry. Go ahead.
Then another to actually spring the trap. Dun, dun, dun.
So, are we getting a full round of like bonus action to prep before combat starts? That's what's happening?
This is a dragon fight, so I'm going to go a little bit against just like hardcore mechanics and kind of do what feels right.
Sure.
I wasn't going to give you like one full alpha strike round on just wailing on this thing because it might not make it to round 2.
Sure, yeah.
So the way it's going to go is you guys are going to you get your free everybody's. I'm going to assume that everybody's drank their potion of resistance now, and then we're going to roll initiative when stuff happens.
Cool.
We've been talking too long. The dragon would have already been far upriver. Spring the trap.
Wait, now? Now we're on 3. What?
What? Oh my god!
Out from 3, go on 1.
So Yuri heaves the counterweight cargo over the bridge, and it plummets towards the water below. The ropes hum through the squealing pulleys as the struggling beast is hauled out of the water. A torrent of water cascades down the dark green scales, and the counterweight lands with a splash. Let's see here. Diamond-shaped scale slightly raised in the center, like a what? Hold on a second. I didn't read this ahead of time. So everything's kind of happening so fast. So pretty much the only thing you get out of this is there's this large green lizard-like thing bound up in this chain net that's that just raised up. Roll initiative. You can
Don't forget
just
the initiative button.
you can just select your token, and the initiative button's up there. Bloop.
That's not my initiative. Oh no!
That would.
I didn't select my token. I'm the worst.
Oh, Peggle.
If you select your
blunder
token,
there.
then the initiative button's just at the top left of the screen. The handy little macro I made. Let's see
That's
where.
really cool.
Cool. So I will add Yuri to the initiative.
Thank you.
Natural 20. Nice, man.
Woohoo.
How do I add turn? Bloop.
I'll roll for Ugg real quick.
So what were you, Yuri?
I had a natural 20.
Oh, so you're at like 22.
I have. It's nice of you to assume I have a dexterity modifier.
Sorry. sorry.
I went the 0 dexterity heavy armor path.
There you go.
Thank you.
All right, Yuri. You get to go first. This thing is swinging in this this metal net.
Gotcha.
Is there anything you want to have started out the fight with? Like, if you could have started the fight with one attack, which would it be?
So
Like
it's
in the
kind of-
group.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I would defer probably to Kyla on that if she wanted to lightning bolt it while it was still in the water or something, or
Oh,
get
that's
off
cool.
an attack that could put others in harm's way, or if Cobus wanted to start with his moonbeam or something like that. I'm totally fine with them going before me.
Right on. Kyla, do you want to cast lightning bolt at this thing? Since it's bound up in a chain, I was going to make its dexterity save at a disadvantage.
Yeah, I would love to. I don't know. I don't have the mechanics of the spell, so boom, cast it.
Okay. Lightning bolt.
It should be more pulled up in the compendium.
Yeah, if you go to the eye, lightning, then we wait patiently and click lightning bolt. You should be able to. Looks like it's 8d6 lightning damage, and it's a dexterity save based on your spell DC. So
My
How
spell
shocking.
DC had. Okay, my spell save DC is 13.
all right, we're rolling
So-
at disadvantage. Let's see if it saved. It did not save, so roll 8d6 worth of damage.
Nice.
Yeah, Kyla.
That's 76, I think. I'll roll another. Wrong command. Ooh,
23 damage. So you read the arcane symbols from this scroll, and as soon as you do, the scroll evaporates in this burst of flash paper flame, and electricity arcs out of your hand and strikes the beast. It arcs over the chains, and it roars out in pain, and you do 23 damage to it.
Nice.
All right, Yuri, what would you like to do?
Yuri is gonna jump up on the lip of the bridge. Let me ask you this: is it It's in a net right now. Does Yuri think he would be able to grapple it, or is it so tangled up that there's no way he could like get a hold on it? Or
You could probably grapple it through the chains, but it's kind of risky, I would say. You might have to jump over to it with an athletics roll.
You're strong.
Oh wait, you got the boots of striding and springing, don't you?
I do have jumpy boots. Yes.
Okay, I'd probably let you roll an advantage at that, and the DC wouldn't be very high, probably like a 12.
Okay.
And we'll say a success, you jump over there and get to grapple it. A failure, you jump over there, but you have to hang on.
Okay. So I'm going to use my bonus action to use my channel divinity, which I'll put in the chat here. I'm going to use the Peerless Athlete version of it, where I can augment my athleticism for 10 minutes to give myself advantage on athletics checks,
Okay.
which would also include my grapples. So
So you got
Nice.
double advantage on this athletics check.
I will take some advantage. So he jumps up on the lip of the bridge and bangs his shields together, and his arms and biceps start to ripple with this shimmering light. And then he's going to leap down onto the dragon, and he's going to try to grapple its... Actually, how big is this thing, like, visually?
It's kind of bound up in the net, so it's hard to gauge its size. But it's it's a little bit bigger than a really big horse.
Okay, so so he's not like dwarfed by it or anything. He's gonna try to jump onto its back and get it into like an arm bar. He's gonna put his arms over its arms and try to pull them back, and also cinch its wings in there too.
All right.
So he's gonna try to pin it in front of him, like bearing its chest outwards. So you said athletics check first, right?
Yep, just DC 12. Easy peasy. You got this, Yuri.
Lemon squeezy.
Do I
That's
say?
scary.
Oh, that's right.
Woo!
Oh my!
Oh,
Thank God!
Advantage is nice.
Thank God! Okay, and then the second one is going to be a grapple against the creature.
All right, then what do I have to roll anything here? It's just an attack roll, right?
I think it's... I'm not sure if it's an attack roll or if it's a contested athletics check.
Hmm.
I think we have.
I should probably know this.
I'll look up grapple real quick. This is important.
Dragon's
Grapple
shrunk
rolls
too.
That just says...
I should have refreshed myself.
A grappled creature's speed becomes 0 and it can't benefit from any bonus to its speed. That means it can't fly, which is a problem.
Grappling 195. I'm just pulling up my player handbook here. Sorry for the delay, guys. Melee attacks, grappling. You can use the attack action to make a special melee attack. Strength contested, yes. So it's athletics versus athletics or acrobatics.
Yeah, I think
So-
this thing will fight you strength on strength.
Sounds good. And then a grappled creature can use its action to escape, and to do so, it has to make either an athletics or acrobatics check contested by my acrobatics.
And you
or
get
my
advantage
athletics.
on that, right?
I do.
Come on, Yuri.
I got a 21.
Oh god!
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
No!
No.
I would like to use a luck point on this, if I could.
Sure.
roll
You got
the-
this. You got this. You got this.
Maybe. That's pretty
Oh
hard.
no!
Oh,
It's
no.
fine.
All right.
Oh,
So
geez.
So
you
passive Yuri, son of someone, son of someone.
So yeah, you leap from this bridge and jump onto this chain that's now straining the crane with the weight of both of you. Because not only is it the weight of the dragon and you, it's also the weight of the counterweight that's down below the water. And so the tip of this crane is just starting to creak and groan. The chain net starts swinging back and forth. You reach into the net and try to grab a hold of it, but it's twisting and snarling and somewhat intimidating. So I'm going to use one of my legendary actions to try to claw at you.
Oh my!
Actually,
That
no.
seems reasonable.
We'll try to bite at you.
Oh no, that's worse.
Just a little nibble.
That's okay.
Will a 22 hit you?
It will. My armor class is 18.
My goodness.
Okay, that rolled a crit because it's at advantage, but it did not crit you. So 12, 24, 28. Just take 14 damage.
Okay.
Also,
Just
that,
18.
We cannot see your rolls.
I don't know. Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Oh, god dang it.
They're a beautiful secret.
I trust Ek to play it straight, though.
Oh yeah, absolutely. He just
I just
mentioned
wanted to
that.
check that was his
So we don't
preference.
know.
Yeah.
Never whisper rolls. There we go. Cool. All right. Yeah, if you don't believe me, you can watch the stream later. All right. So, yeah, I rolled a 22 and a natural 20, a 26. So yeah, you're reaching your arm in there trying to get at it, and it hauls off and bites you. Oh, but 8 of that damage, or 4 of that damage was poison. So go ahead and take 2 damage off of that.
Cool. I'm back up to 36.
All right.
Hey, that's my health too.
Yuri is just yelling and screeching his dragon's roar as he's trying to get this dragon, and oof. It's the water is quite choppy as they thrash around.
Cobus, what would you like to do?
All right. So Yuri is where exactly on the map here?
I guess I'm on the dragon. Right here.
Yeah.
Okay. So I will need to move up. 1, 2.
Yeah, you're down on the ground floor level, so you can go under the bridge there.
Oh, nice. Let's see here. 2. 3, 4, 5. And I'll go right there. I should have line of sight, don't you think?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's swinging in the breeze right now.
And I will go ahead and seeing that Yuri jumped on the back and is struggling and getting bit, I'm going to go ahead and do the enlarge.
Oh. On the
Oh, so
dragon
you are-
or on Yuri?
On Yuri.
I just wanted to be sure.
I think I missed it. So is the dragon up out of the water right now and it's swinging in the air?
Yeah, it's the
okay.
crane lifted it up and it's bound up in the chains.
I missed
okay.
it. Sorry. I
I
missed
thought
what you said.
I thought it was in the water too. My bad.
Sorry.
That makes a lot more. I understand completely now.
Yeah, I said it hauled it out of the water and there was all cascading down and splashing down below.
All right. So I will cast enlarge on Yuri, and I can see him within range. And he gets an extra D4 of strength.
Wait, can I mention something real quick?
Okay.
The crane was already having issues with the weight. If Yuri is enlarged, that might just bring the whole thing back down into the water.
Perfect. You got to wait on him then. Sounds like a maker on the dragon.
I don't know if the dragon would still be trapped that way, and I'm not sure if we would be able to attack it if it was underwater.
Well, I don't think you'd have enough time to weigh the pros and cons of Cobus's actions. And I think he goes ahead and enlarges Yuri.
Yep.
Yes!
Do you feel the power?
I don't think I actually roll anything. I think it just
Yeah, it just happens.
Yeah.
I'm like Jafar and Aladdin. Like,
Yeah!
power! Phenomenal cosmic power!
And an eeny teeny buddy. Little thing.
All right. Let's see. For its other legendary action, it's going to just smash open these, smash a hole into the chains, and break free. So now it's flying. It's flying right, kind of even with Yuri. Yuri's has one hand on the crane, and his feet are latched into the chain netting below. But this thing slips out, and the links are still hot from the lightning bolt. And when they shatter, they sizzle into the water below with a little hiss.
Nice.
Oh crap! I forgot to start the boss music.
Oh, hey, now we got to have boss music.
Oh,
It was implied.
The boss music
Turn
is
your,
in my list.
Turn your thing down. You might be able to change playlists back to Hoard of the Dragon Queen if it's on the other one.
Maybe.
So drop down.
Is it Combat Music 1?
Doug, do you need me to send you a link of the details of Enlarge?
I have it pulled up here, thank you. I think
Okay.
I added something to my sheet last time.
Cool.
Is it The Witcher
It's gonna
3?
happen again.
I'll just put in the combat music.
Whoa, there
That's
we go.
very good. That's pretty good. Okay.
Yeah.
I feel it.
All right. So now this thing is no longer bound up.
No! Karen, it's up to you.
Oh boy, nothing much little Karen can do except cast an Eldritch Blast from a safe distance. If that's all Cobus is doing on his turn.
That's not safe.
Actually, let's see.
What
Yep,
other
that is-
spells do you have, Allie?
Let's see.
That's all I'm gonna do.
Perhaps I cast some Fairy Fire.
There you go.
Do I have to cast that, or is that one that just happens?
I think it gets a saving throw on it.
Yeah, if it
Oh,
fails its deck saving throw, it is outlined in light, and it.
and then everybody gets advantage to hit it. I think.
Yeah, and it
Yeah.
can't
Oh,
turn
yeah.
into-
Not only that, but I think if the light stays on it, then archers and stuff would have an easier time hitting it if it continues to circle overhead.
I forgot that I said I was going to make the bursting free from the chain thing cost 2 legendary actions. So, damn it, she only has 2. All right, we'll roll dexterity, and I'll just save it.
It's a she?
Does a 10 beat your spell DC?
Well, my spell save DC might be a 13. Enjoy your
Wow.
advantage,
You fool!
she says as she runs further behind Ugg. Except not,
Alright.
she didn't do the character voice.
Now it's Jade Talon. Her legendary reactions replenish, so she'll spend 2 of them to break out, and I'll just carry one over to this turn. And let's see. She activates her Dragon Fear, so let's go ahead and do that. Where is Dragon Fear? Oh wait, does she not have Dragon Fear? What?
I think it's only adult and older.
I mean-
Okay, I could be wrong on that, but I remember looking at the younger dragons, and I don't remember seeing Dragon Fear. I could be totally wrong though, so don't just take my word for it.
I'm
I'll
not.
have-
I'm looking up the rules because I have access to them. Let's
Ooh,
see here.
fancy.
If it's appropriate for them to have Dragon Fear, I'm okay with it.
If it does, Karen has the racial trait brave for being a halfling, so she gets advantage on saving throws against being frightened.
Very
There you
nice.
go.
I can't be bothered by being afraid. I don't have time.
I'm too anxious to be afraid.
Yep, this young green dragons don't get their fear yet. That was my bad. All right. Okay, so it just says who's doing the most damage to it. Kyla was.
Oh dear. Oh no.
Somebody get our wizard out.
Leave Kyla alone. Leave her alone.
Slack.
I just had this. Where the heck is it? Insignificant mice, I will rend the flesh from your bones. And she twists over to see Kyla and just breathes this noxious cloud of vapor. The misty poison vapors sting your exposed skin, but the effect is lessened from the potions of resistance you drank earlier. Let's see what happens.
Dex save, I think.
Poison breath. Yep. You guys need to make a dexterity save. Or wait, no. Constitution saving throw, DC 13.
Ooh, Constitution.
Who's it hitting?
It's going to be hitting. Whoa, that's a lot. Did I write that? 22 poison damage? That sounds weird. On my screen, there's like just a ton of d6s. I don't know if that's right or not. It should have been 8.
It's 8d6. Yeah, I can see it. I can mouse
I
over
see like 16 d6.
It's actually it was only 8. It's actually a pretty good spread. It rolled a bunch of 1s and a bunch of 6s.
So it definitely would have got Kobus and Kyla. They're kind of standing next to each other. Yuri, she's kind of ignoring you right now.
Do I need to roll because I'm immune?
Yeah, you're immune to poison.
Okay.
But Kyla, you will take half of 22 is 11 damage because of the potion.
Oh yeah, I forgot I have resistance, so I'm not gonna spend a luck point on that just yet.
Yeah,
It's not too bad.
The dragon. Oh man, I popped my chat out. No,
Not your chat.
my chat. Can I close this and then open chat? Nope, it's gone forever now. Ah, dang it. I'll be right back. Reloading the page. Maybe. There we go. Alright, who's up next?
Don't forget to roll for a recharge on the poison breath.
She just used it.
Oh, okay, I thought it.
You roll at the beginning of her turn to see if she gets it back.
So the dragon's not trying to move away or anything?
Actually, yeah, why don't we do that?
I'm fine if she doesn't, but fair play.
Yeah, I think she disentangles herself from the thing and starts trying to. Ooh, and the crane goes away. I want to select a dragon. And she'll fly and swoop around. Well, first of all, you get an attack of opportunity, Uri. And if you want it to be a grapple, that's something you could do.
Is it?
Yes!
Yeah, if that's something I can do, I would love that. Do you want me to do the same thing we did last time and do the contested roll?
Yeah, that's fine.
Maybe.
Oh yeah!
Maybe. We'll see.
Yeah!
Oh! Yeah.
Ooh,
Get him!
So,
Or her, sorry.
so she tries.
you know.
Yeah, Kyla's probably the only one that knows, hey, this is a girl dragon. Everyone else just sees, dragon!
Yeah.
That Kobus probably high on the old nature.
The tips on the wings are more slender. You have to understand.
Yeah, she tries to fly away, but you reach out with one hand and basically grab onto one of her wings, and that causes her to stumble. And if her speed is 0, she's actually going to fall. So we have a couple of options here. Do you want to try and keep her out of the water? If so, I'm going to need a pretty decent strength check.
How deep is the water here?
Let's see. The water is about 20 feet where you're at.
Okay, so I'm about 12 or 13 feet tall right now, so I would not be able to hoist her up there. I mean, ideally, he wants to just make it so that the dragon can't leave. He would like to make it so that they can still target the thing. So whatever's appropriate there.
All right.
How about a full Nelson on the dragon?
Yeah,
It's
since,
also glowing.
since you have a hold of the dragon and you're like kind of tangled up in this net, I'll say that, and you're enlarged, I'll say that you can like grip this thing and keep it in place. But attacking it's going to be kind of hard from you since you are have to make sure you don't fall and it doesn't fall.
Sure.
But we don't have to worry about that for another 2 or 3 initiative ticks.
That sounds fun.
Let's say the DC for this will be 14, and if you fail it, then I'll let you spend some hit points straining yourself to keep a hold of it if you want to.
Okay, and this is specifically to keep the dragon above water so other people can see it?
Yeah,
Okay.
you'd have 2 options. You could either drop the dragon, go down with the dragon, or take some hit point damage if you fail.
Okay. Well, it's so you want me to do another strength here?
Yeah, just a DC 14. But you have advantage, right? Because you're
I
channel.
do.
Okay.
Because I have my divine, my channel divinity.
If I know anything about Yuri, he's going to want to keep that dragon above water where everyone can see him wrestling it.
So maybe it's as they're going underwater. I mean, I don't know that he has anything he can post off of unless he's constantly swimming to keep them bobbing up. Maybe he is standing with his feet on the bottom of the canal and he's holding it by the wings to keep it above the water, and he's just underwater holding it there.
Ooh.
No, I was saying you're still attached to the crane.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
So you have like one hand on the crane and the other hand like on the dragon's wing, and it's struggling to get rid of you. Unhand me.
Love it. Yeah, so he's dangling from the crane by one arm and just gripping its wing in the other arm, trying to hold it there as they spin and turn in circles.
Awful cinematic.
Yeah.
Love it. It's wonderful, thank you. Oh, and I get to, when I grapple something, I deal 1d4 damage. Because that takes 1 damage.
I'll take it.
Oh, I'm sorry. Does that include my enlarged damage?
Yeah, it would. So 2d4, right? Oh.
Yes. I'll accept this. I'm here for attrition. That's great. I think Yuri just starts cackling madly, and he's just like, ha 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 ha!
So that was Jade Talon's turn. Kyla Night Gem.
It'll
She
be a deep
kind-
voice. Ho, ho, ho.
She kind of chokes slightly and waves some of the poison gas away, and then she will pull out her second scroll of lightning. Step.
Now,
forward
Yuri is
and-
holding on to this thing. If you lightning that thing, you're probably going to also be hitting Yuri. He'll take less damage, but it'll probably still do some damage to him.
Okay. Maybe I could use the fireball instead.
You can try.
So that way he wouldn't take as much damage.
All right. Let's see.
I'm cool with whatever you want to do in a meta capacity. I'm not concerned about that.
Let's look.
Whatever's coolest to you.
Let's look up Fireball. Looks like that is 8d6. And a reflex save. Let's see, is there any specialness about being grappled? Conditions, grappled. 0, and it can't benefit from any bonus to its speed. Cool. Alright, yeah. We will roll our... If you want to roll your 8d6 damage, then
Will do.
I will roll my dexterity save.
Should I roll one here too?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, go ahead.
Ooh.
That is a
Nice
hefty
roll.
roll right there.
Nice roll.
Chunky.
Oh!
Oh!
Nice, Yuri. There's
Can
that natural 20.
Can I luck the green dragon saving throw, or is that not allowed?
Typically no, but if you want to, I'll let you.
Well, I didn't know. I wasn't sure if you were allowed to luck, like a roll against you.
Typically not. But if you want to, then I will re-roll it. It has a +2, so it's about a 50-50 chance to take that damage or not.
Is it rolling at advantage or disadvantage or anything?
Nope. It's just straight roll.
Grapple doesn't cause any kind of disadvantage to that, does it?
Mm-mm.
Shucky darn.
Will it take any damage at all currently? Or
Yeah,
no?
it took 16 damage.
Okay, I think I'm happy with that then.
That's
Don't
a good
really
roll.
want to bend the rules.
Good
So
roll.
Yeah, it's solid.
Well done.
I think as part of its... after Kyla goes, it's going to use its legendary action to try and bite the teetotal heck out of Mr. Yuri.
well, there is one other thing I would like to do. I would like to use Quicken Spell. I may spend 2 sorcery points to change the casting time of a spell to 1 bonus action.
I don't think you can cast 2 spells at the same time.
Oh, okay.
Did you want to move or anything, Kyla?
I did. I moved up a few spaces. Okay. I was just gonna cast the Dragon's Breath spell, so I would be able to.
Cool.
But that's all right.
Oh, Kobus didn't take any damage, so he didn't have to worry about being concentrated. All right.
Hasn't the dragon already used 3 legendary actions?
It gets 2 every time its initiative tick comes around.
Yeah.
All right. So Kyla has gone. So you don't want to move?
I'm good, and I apologize for asking about stats so much.
You're fine. All right. Ugg yells over at Kobus, "Turn the crane! Get it on land!" And then he pulls the trigger of his ballista. Right now, he's going to get advantage because Miss Karen highlighted it with fairy fire. Where's Ugg at?
She did.
Let's see. I'll just do... that's a strength-based thing. Do a -2 from this roll. 18, so a 16. Uh-oh. What's its armor class? Oh, 16 on the dot!
Nice.
3d10 plus
Wowza.
4. Thunk! 21 damage as that ballista bolt looses and sticks into the side of the dragon. It roars out in pain. You'll pay for this! Alright. Would you like Ugg to reload the ballista? It's going to take 2 rounds unless he can pass the strength test to reduce the time down to 1. Because normally there's supposed to be like a crew of people doing this, but Ugg's a pretty hossing guy.
I think that sounds cool.
Okay.
It's cool. Otherwise, he could go over, try to man the crane, or he could just start throwing javelins or something like that.
Yep.
What is a ballista but a larger javelin?
How many javelins equals a ballista?
I don't know.
About 3.
Then it evens out, right?
Yeah.
It takes him like 2 or 3 rounds to do it.
If we rotate the crane to the left and like try to get it up over there, then we may be able to have a rage and just smash it with its battle axe.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
So basically, do you want Ugg to move this turn down to the crane, or do you want him to keep working at the ballista for now?
My out of character preference would be like if it's going to take Cobus's turn to move the crane, I would rather have Ugg do that so that Cobus can do like what he would prefer to do.
Right on. All right, then he will move down there and start the process.
Cool.
I purposely put a circle around the crane so we can get an idea of where the thing would turn.
Nice, very
Well,
cool.
That's cool. Thank you. Yeah.
Oh, that is so smart.
Big brain. All right, Yuri, what do you want to do? You have this thing like yanking at your arm, trying to break free, dangling underneath you.
So I'm first going to cast Thunderous Smite on myself with a bonus action.
Nice.
So the first time I hit with a melee weapon during the spell's duration, it makes a big thundercrack, deals damage, and then I can either move the creature or knock it prone.
Nice.
And then I am going to use my action to try to attack it with, my normal shield / unarmed attack.
Yeah, since you have both of these, like the crane and it kind of grabbed, it's hard, but you can let go with your shield hand and just try to tangle your legs up in the net, I guess.
If possible, I mean, the shield is mostly flavoring. It's the same as my unarmed damage, so I'm fine with even him just like kicking it, trying to kick it in the face or something
Gotcha.
like that.
I gotcha.
As that makes more cinematic sense to me.
Sure.
So I'm gonna make my unarmed strike. This is at advantage because of the fairy fire. Oh!
Yes!
Uh-oh.
Okay. So I will be using Divine Smite as well.
Are you sure you want to? You might want to save that for later, right? Like, you don't know
That
what
was
else is
funny.
out there.
That's true. Okay,
Holy
so
crap.
I have to actually add a Thunderous Smite modifier on this really quick.
Hey,
Oh
that's
my
for the rest of
god.
Just wait till its mom shows up.
Okay. So I have on my global damage modifier, I have my 2d8 Divine Smite, the 1d4 grapple bonus, the 1d4 enlarged damage, and the 2d6 Thunderous Smite. So here we go.
Is that enough?
Oh my
Holy
lord.
Nikes.
Wow.
All right.
You're breaking my game, sir.
I'm sorry. Not my
And the fact that this was a
intention.
punch or a kick or something.
This was a kick, yeah.
A punch.
That is fantastic.
One kick!
So
Oh yeah.
I just imagine
Nice
it
reference.
as they're swinging from the crane.
Holy god. Okay. Go ahead, sorry.
they're dangling and swinging from the crane. I think the impact of the ballista bolt hitting the dragon has sent them into a swinging motion, so they're just sort of whipping back and forth. And Yuri just rears back, and you see this energy gather in his foot, and he brings it forward as the dragon is swinging into his foot, and there's a thunderous sonic boom that goes out, and a shimmer of light as he just cracks this dragon in the face.
Yes.
All right.
So cool. So cool.
That hurts my nose just thinking about it.
And it
I
has
do.
it has to make a saving throw or be pushed 10 feet away from you and knocked prone. And forced movement can break grapples. So I think it's just going to choose not to roll.
So it says it must succeed on a saving throw or be pushed 10 feet away from you. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was an or. Okay, I apologize.
And knocked prone. So,
Gotcha.
so yeah, it'll
Wow.
go. So you do that. The crane starts swinging just from the momentum of physics, and you're dangling like right underneath the bridge where this crane goes. But this guy goes 10, then immediately falls. Let's see, we were up. We were up
Hello,
20
sir.
feet in the air, so we're gonna take half of 2d10 when we hit the water. Let's see. Oh no! Can you see its health?
No.
No.
It had 6 health.
Yes!
So
Wow.
it takes
Wow.
9 damage, and immediately loses consciousness. Its form stops twitching, and it just kind of floats there for a second.
Wow.
The entire head is just battered and bruised. There's blood leaking out of just different burns, and just that concussive force, shattered bones, and
Oh my god!
and just broke this dragon in half, basically.
So it was not my intention. I really wanted this to go as movie. I'm so sorry. I wasn't trying to end it that fast.
Geomaestro-Sam is now following right at the time when Yuri killed a dragon, basically doing half its health and damage in one hit.
I mean, to be
was
fair,
like-
we still got the rest of the city to fight, so we're...
That's true.
Well, if we bring up the dragon's corpse up to the wall and we're like, "Hey guys, we killed your dragon," they're
Look at
not
this
gonna
fish
like
we
that.
found.
Yuri would
Oh.
like to follow to the corpse and then bring it back to the bridge since he's still big for the time being.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Whew. All right.
May I propose to Ek that if you want, since we got like the rest of the city being invaded, if you want to have like some other tough guy coming in or whatever,
Oh,
I'm totally fine with
don't you worry about that, sir.
that. Okay. Well,
I appreciate the sentiment, but I got you covered.
all right, man. Cool.
With the dragon's
Glad to
dying
hear it.
breath, it croaks out, "Wait until my twin gets here!"
Twin.
Twice my size.
Yeah.
I'm the wimp.
My older brother, my older twin. They were born 10 seconds before me.
Wait until Mama gets here.
Oh God.
It's a very real problem.
It's a baby Bowser situation.
All right. I think this is a good point for a quick break. I'll be right back. And yeah.
I'm gonna go fix the fire.
Kyla turns to Yuri and she's like, "That was amazing."
Yeah. Very. That was awesome.
Does a dragon roar to the sky, banging his shields together, and says, "This was all of us!"
Karen peeks out from behind Doug like, "Yeah."
We are greater than any dragon. Don't take this from us. I will be right back. Do you want me to leave the mic on for you?
One second, I'll be right back.
Oh, could I have more coffee? Yeah. Could you bring it up for me close so I can just have
Sure.
five? Oh, I never finished that one on Yuri. I don't even know what file that's in. Let me check. I found the Tuca Love of Food original.
With her big bulk.
Yeah. Hello.
All right. I'm back.
Doug went to go fix the fire real quick.
Nice.
But I'm here. Man, that was a cool fight.
Yes, ma'am.
I return. Hey, this is Skyrim music.
Oh yeah, it is.
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
The cover art for this playlist is very good. Very thematic for today.
Is that it looks like that one city that was in like the Nexus or something in World of Warcraft. I completely forgot what it was called, but it was like the Nexus or the Netherlands or something like that.
I didn't play a lot of World of Warcraft. I think Doug and I played it for like together for maybe 2 weeks over Thanksgiving to Christmas period one year, and I was a panda and it was great, but then I got busy doing other things.
I used to play it a lot, and it just reminded me of that.
Did you have a bunch of characters, or did you have one that you focused on?
I was the kind of person who would make a ton of different characters and just play whatever I felt like playing.
Nice. That's the way to do it.
Instead of grinding. And during Thanksgiving, there would be like this thing, like a turkey gun, where if you shot somebody with it, you would turn into a turkey, and I loved doing that.
Just running around shooting players with turkey gun. Gobble.
Are you talking about Red Dead?
We were talking about World of Warcraft.
Ah.
You guys been playing some Red Dead together?
Oh,
We
yeah.
have.
Man, I wish my computer could handle Red Dead.
I love Red Dead.
I think Red Dead 2 is one of my top 5 games. I just have so
same.
much fun playing it.
Yeah. It's a game that you can do anything.
Has the main battle begun yet outside the gate?
It has not.
Oh, interesting.
Thank goodness I only have one spell slot.
Yeah.
But, so it goes for the humble warlock.
So if Fairy Fire wasn't involved there, he would have missed. But instead, he did 60 some odd damage. 60.
See, that's
Yeah.
what we call a team effort.
I picture Yuri like hauling the dragon and tossing it up in the air and then smacking it with its shield.
There you go.
Oh, I don't think I sent you guys this. I made a meme and posted it on D&D memes the other week, and it blew up so much more than I expected it to. I didn't think it would be super relatable, but apparently other people were thinking it too. Let me find it real quick.
You went like this. Is it that one with the money?
Oh, no, but I was really glad people liked that one.
No, you said come here.
No,
Timed.
So it's valuable.
The gully and Croc. Yeah.
Time to lower the army's morale dramatically.
I can't believe how many upvotes that one got.
It was this one I posted in the Discord channel.
I would have a big sad if Lenathan came back to, help the army. But I think it would be an interesting callback, but that would be a big sad, too.
You guys are level 4, and I'm not tired of running, so Lenathan is not returning.
Lenathan is a new father. He has to take some paternity leave. He's gotta
If I was
build
tired
the
of
nursery
running,
at him, probably.
Rock fall, you die.
Good to know we're interesting enough to keep it going.
Dragonflies, you die.
so yeah. Yuri jumps down into the water and hauls this dragon up to the docks. Ugg drags it up on onto up to land. I think at this point Yuri probably shrinks back down to normal.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Go ahead and give me who's keeping watch while this is going on.
Karen!
Karen, give me a perception test, Miss Karen. We'll say DC 14 a success. You see some stuff and you get to act.
Oh my
Nice.
gosh.
Ah,
Good job,
She
man.
sees all. She's like the Eye of Sauron.
She has an eye patch on. She's only looking with one eye.
That's why she's so good at it. She's used to it.
You know what? It's dark out, right? So she flips up her eye patch to do her pirate eye. It's been in the dark the whole time. It's finally useful.
That's great.
Love
Awesome.
that.
So yeah, I'm gonna flip us back to the Berdusk map real quick.
And that's when you see the ancient red dragon.
Do we want to have said we use that scroll of gentle repose?
What did that one do?
It basically makes it so that the dragon stays in a state of just after death, so its body is like still warm, basically.
Would it affect the organ harvesting, a la Rippers?
Yeah, like it's
Pretty
for
much,
that
yeah.
specific purpose. It keeps it in a state where, like, if we give it over to the Vladimir guy, he can then dissect it and everything's fresh. So
But
it
do we
doesn't.
want him to have really good parts?
Dragons
I don't
have a
trust
lot of
this
really
guy.
good parts. I don't know anything about it as a player though. Scales for armor, maybe.
Ooh, that'd be cool.
I know Kyla, you have to get your green scale.
Yeah.
Oh yes, I almost
Take that
forgot.
right now.
I will make a note of that in my scale collection artwork.
Well, hold on a second. A bunch of stuff is happening all at once. Yuri was swimming in the water and pulling the dragon up, and while that's going on, I guess I can turn off the music for right this second. Can you switch back over to like the nighttime sounds or whatever?
I got you. Everyone adjust accordingly.
Thanks, DJ Master Doug.
You got it.
I would like to note that he did do the DJ mixing hand motions as he made them.
You got to. You have to. You
I'm
can't.
shameless. It's okay.
You can't not do that.
To the bit.
Right?
So yeah, Kyla, they're messing around with the dragon, and you're just looking around, and
Karen.
yeah, Karen, sorry.
Okay, let's start with a cake.
And up on this bridge, you see this horse that's just hauling ass across the bridge, and it's looking over at you, and it's dark, but like the clouds kind of part, and everything lightens up, and because of your recently switched eye patch, you have not quite dark vision, but you can see it clearly, and you see that it's Langdadrosa Cyanrath.
Oh no!
And it looks like he is riding super quickly this just massive warhorse through town.
Time to heal up Yuri.
Oh god.
Karen shouts, "Hey Yuri, you remember that guy that beat you up? He's here."
Seriously. I still have some energy left.
We need to fortify.
Well, we already did one half. We already beat a dragon. How bad can half of one be?
Does everyone
That's how it's multiplied. I don't know. I'm not good at math.
does everyone feel okay before he gets here? Do you need? Does anyone need a little freshening up?
Yeah, he's not riding towards you. He's let me just draw it out. He's riding down that way.
Okay. How did he get inside in the first place?
That's a great question.
And
That's
where did he come from and what has he done already?
Dun dun dun.
Or is he going, maybe he's going to the gates to try to open them up from within since we stopped their saboteurs.
But yeah, he looks back at you, Karen, and you guys lock eyes for a moment, and then he just goes, "Yeah!" And then he's behind some buildings. Let me describe what you see on the dragon real quick.
Can I ask a silly question?
Sure.
Does his horse look like a normal horse?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, just like a beefy horse.
Yeah, just a big beefy warhorse that could kind of support him.
Much stronger.
They might have been making like half Drake war horses.
Honestly, I was curious. I didn't
lesser
know.
ritual, yeah.
They have Drake dogs.
Yeah,
Yep.
They're super scary.
Yeah, they. This looks like one of those big Clydesdale draft animals that could support something that was 7.5 feet tall.
Ah, my horse from Red Dead.
Mhm.
Understood.
Tugboat.
Tugboat, yeah.
That's a great name. Come on, tugboat.
It seemed appropriate.
So
Wasn't
yeah,
a good swimmer.
So this dragon has a pattern of green diamond scales around its spine. It's the membranes on its wings are just slightly translucent, and its talons are just this deep, dark green. Around its neck, it has this backpack that's tied to kind of face front, so it's at her, like, just over her chest, and tied around her neck like a necklace. But yeah, Cyanras hauling ass towards the east.
After Karen lets Yuri know that and the rest of the group, I'd like to yell out, "Guards! Guards, apprehend that half-dragon on the horse with the purple armor."
Let's see here. Let me see how far away that is.
He's one of them.
Imagines putting on her cultist robes again, but she resists the urge.
So that's about 1,000 feet away. So 3 football fields. The guards are, there's not many guards like around. Almost all the defenses are out towards the borders, and then there's also a contingent of troops that are just around the castle, kind of ready.
Cool.
The guards down at the gates were given specific instructions not to come out for any reason until enemy troops have come in, because the green dragon was going to be being used against them, and if they came out to try and engage stuff before the enemy troops got into the walls, then they would just get evaporated by this dragon's breath weapon. So yeah, you call out for the guards, but there are no guards.
Okay.
Do we have horses nearby, like a means to pursue him?
I would... yeah, probably. Yeah, I think you probably would have had your horses nearby in case you needed to respond to threats or whatever. But they're probably a little bit ways away, just so the horse wouldn't get killed or run off from the dragon.
Sure.
So, yeah, so you'll have to go run, get your horses, and start running, chasing after him if you want.
I mean, out of character, do we have anything else that requires our attention right now? Like, we haven't seen the troops in the city yet, right?
Mm-mm. No, they're like, it's quiet. There's no alarm bells or anything. The raid definitely has not started yet.
So far, the only thing that's happened is me raising my voice and hopefully bringing the attention to the city of, hey, it's about to happen.
Can Kyla take the scale and the bag the dragon was carrying? Probably not search through it right now, but definitely take it so nobody else does.
You can take the bag, but getting the scale, I think, would be a more delicate process, unless you just want to rip something off.
No, I'm not saying nobody else in the party. I mean, like, no civilian wanders by and they're like, hey, that bag looks kind of cool. I'll just take that off your hand.
Yeah. No, you can get the backpack. You pick it up. It doesn't sound like there's anything in it, but it's also like there's no jingling or anything like that. But it feels heavy, like about 10 pounds.
Bag of holding, perhaps?
Who's to say?
We have to stop Cyanrath.
Let's go! Let's go now!
Our work here is done. There's much left to be completed yet.
I'll grab my horse.
Yeah, I think that's our best bet. Just jump on the horses and try to follow him to stop him before he can do something.
Yeah.
Can Yuri run after him with like the jumping strides, like over city roofs and stuff?
I mean, I could jump a lot, but I still move at a normal pace.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought it was like a little faster, like Hermes boots or something.
I could jump very far, but your jumping movement is still always bound by your character's movement.
Gotcha.
So yeah, the horse is screaming through town. You do see, like, you guys start giving pursuit, and you see a single lightning bolt go up into the air from here, and just like this huge boom of thunder. And you're continuing to ride this way. You kind of put together that he's probably running towards Drover's Gate, so that's the first direction you start heading. And when you get down to here, you see that some of the guards have been incinerated by another lightning bolt that you just heard. Let's see here. Let me hide some stuff real quick.
Oh, I guess a lightning bolt spell won't work on Cyan Wrath.
He's resistant. You would know that. He's not immune, but he is resistant. Okay, that's good. I'm not going to bother hiding that stuff. So you make it to the Berdusk Gatehouse. Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, I don't think I ever applied damage to myself. Was that a fireball that Kylie used the second time?
Yeah, and it did 33 damage. So did you?
No, he succeeded the save.
So I made my dex save with a nat 20, and I'm resistant to fire.
So you did take 8 damage.
Yeah, exactly. So I did not factor that in yet.
That's all right.
Before we get there, can I have used some lay on hands for people?
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, you guys had a couple of rounds to move up, and Cobus even asked, "Hey, is everybody good?" Or, Ia was standing by in the general area, so you could have sent her off to go do something, or like try to heal somebody real quick before you guys took off.
Cool. I would prefer to use her resources over Cobus's if that's a possibility.
Sure. Let's see.
I think Kyla and Yuri are the only ones who took damage. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I think that's right, yeah. Because Cobus was immune, which is awesome.
Yeah.
So at level 4, I have 20 points worth of healing I can pass out, but I should save some of it just in case somebody needs to be revived.
Suki.
I'm good on health right now, so I don't need it, but...
Alright, well, she'll do a Cure Wounds at level 2 on Yuri.
That's very kind of her.
3, 4. Alright, what we got here?
Ooh. So is that 10 or is it 13?
Should be 13, and then she's also a healing cleric, so I think she gets to add 3 on top of that. So
16?
16 total.
Wow.
Wow.
That's almost everything I took.
There you go.
Nice.
Alright. So you make it to this you make it to the gatehouse, and there's some dead guards out front. You hear some... Let's move this around a little bit, because you guys chased him pretty well. You hear the cultists screaming, "Boss, they're coming!" Because they see you coming, because you're you have to have a light source, or you're riding on horses or whatever. That they definitely... It's not a surprise situation. He climbs up onto the little inner tower here and looks down at you. And let's see, Ugg had the halberd of Frulan Mundoth, didn't?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
It's strapped to his back. Go ahead and put your guys like here, and we can say you dismounted your horses and make it here, so they'll be fine. There's Miss Karen. Is anybody gonna pull Ugg out? Oh, and was there anything you wanted to send Ia off to do, like go warn them, hey, it's starting, or anything like that?
Oh, definitely, yeah.
For sure. I think what Kobus had done before is good. Just get the people aware.
Yeah. I think as I'm riding through, I'm just yelling, like, it's beginning! It's beginning! The
British are coming! The British are coming!
Yeah.
Yeah, let's spread up a little bit.
All right, Mr. Lightning.
Yeah, this look of rage comes across Cyanrath. He doesn't even look at Yuri. And he says, "What have you done to Frulam?" And Ugg just calls back, "I killed her!" And Langdodrosa just lets out with his lightning bolt directly at Ugg. Nobody else is going to get hit because of the angle. And after that, we'll roll some initiative.
Oh my.
Cut to Yuri right on the side who has his finger up like he's about to interrupt.
He's just whistling.
Yeah, like gets blasted.
All right, 4d10. Let's see, roll 4d10.
And they wanted us to fight him at level 2.
At level 2.
What?
Wow.
That's insane.
Wow.
More than enough to instant kill someone at max health.
Yep.
Why do D&D modules want people to die instantly?
That's
They
a great
think people aren't
question.
attached to their cool characters.
Just people aren't good at balancing encounters. That's why. And this was like one of the very first encounters. Someone want to make a reflex saving throw for Ugg at DC 13?
He's a barbarian, isn't he? He's got some sort of danger sense, or let me see here.
Yeah, I think he gets advantage on it, maybe even.
Danger sense. You have advantage on dex saves against effects that you can see, such as traps and spells.
Yeah, I'd say he could. I'd say he knew this one was coming.
All right, well,
Maybe a little bit.
15. Oh wait, I'm sorry. Oh wait, no, that shows that it's me rolling, but it's for Ugg. It does use his stats there.
So yeah, 15. He succeeds. So instead of 16 damage, Ugg takes 8. Ziggity zap!
Was that supposed to hurt?
Ugg calls out a challenge.
My buddy's so cool.
Yeah, he is.
All right.
I'll talk about you.
All right. So initiative. Let's click our tokens and roll initiative. I got Ugg.
Oh no, I rolled a natural 1. Can I luck that?
Ooh.
If you want to, you can.
Nice, Karen.
I'll stick with the 5. Yeah, Karen.
I'm just gonna roll initiative for everybody because I messed up. So it'll be a huge initiative order, but hopefully I didn't forget anybody.
Oh, Cyanrath got a 2.
You mind if I
Yeah,
luck?
You're going ahead of him still.
Do you mind if I luck that then?
Sure.
No, that's fine.
GM Benny's, go ahead, man.
I don't mind.
I want your bad
There we
guy to
go.
do cool
That's a little
stuff.
better.
Yeah, man.
Oh, he's already done something cool. He shot Ugg with lightning bolt.
That's true.
Descending.
If you could put me at 15 instead, that would be great.
If I could put you at 15, sure.
Yes, I use the luck point to reroll.
Bam. Descending. Alright. All of the players get to act before him. Yeah,
Go for it, man.
I'm going to be dirty and reroll his initiative.
Good.
That seems appropriate.
Yeah. I want you to have one
Son
too,
of
dude.
a bitch.
Wow.
Oh, no!
I deserved that. The dice want to tell a story, and I tried to change it. I was a fool, and I'm sorry.
Hey, you know what? There will be a time when we get ours, I'm sure.
Well,
That
it's
was amazing.
better.
But within the confines of the story, this makes sense because I don't know if he's just learned that we're the ones that killed Frulam, or if he didn't even know that she was dead in the first place.
Yep, both.
So,
All right. If you want to put the battle music back on, you're welcome to.
I gotcha. Everybody adjust your volumes accordingly before I do so. I don't want to blow out any speakers or eardrums.
Blam! Uh-oh.
Nowhere.
Where is it?
3,
There it is.
2,
Oh, God. All right, I'm good.
Oh,
oh.
There we go. Thank you, sir.
You got it, sir.
Where are we at? Got my notes. This cultist down here, this Dragon Claw cultist, calls back up. Open the gates! We'll deal with these interlopers! Or adventurers. You're not interlopers. Karen, it's your
There you
turn.
go. Karen is going to cast Fairy Fire on Cyan Wrath,
Ooh, yeah!
and she's going to hop up onto Yuri's back as part of her movement and say, if you're going up there, you're not going alone!
Nice.
Oh,
She has so few hit points, but they're all for you right now.
oh.
Yay!
That was
She's
so
like to
helpful.
get one shot by this guy before, and she's really worried about her friend.
Dick! Alright, let's see. We will make a dexterity saving throw, right?
It's 13.
Ooh, this might actually work on him. Oh, 13 exactly!
No!
There we go. So, you latch onto Yuri's back. Unless he wants to resist, then I'm not going to make anybody roll for that.
I'm fine with that. How is that going to affect my movement?
She's a halfling, you're fine.
So
I want to play it fair.
See, I'm naturally stealthy. So I can hide behind
You
you.
don't even know
He
that.
won't even know.
That's fair.
In fact, Yuri doesn't even know that she's on his back.
You say it into his bad ear. Oh, sorry, his good side. And he can't hear you.
Because she does not forget. Or she does not remember? Either one.
Yeah, this cultist comes up, pulls out his little electricity arcing over his little metal club, and attacks you. Where'd it go? It just had his character sheet. There it is.
Oh, double click.
Shock rod.
Armor class is 18. So that
Gets
will
a
hit me.
19 and does 3 electric damage.
Maybe gets it right on his shield, but the electricity goes through the shield and electrocutes him.
Yeah, Karen, your hair kind of stands up on end, but you don't take any damage, but you do feel a little something. Yeah, and he'll move up here, and this Dragon Claw will 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 come down and try to smack Yuri.
Sounds good.
Nobody wants to get in your UG, because he might get pelted with another bolt of lightning soon.
Dibs!
Let's see, pack tactic, so he gets advantage. He has multi-attack, so yeah, he'll do one at... I think he'll do one at Karen and one at Yuri, because he's not sure who the bigger threat is. So,
Physically?
one at one at Yuri. Will an
That's a
18
hit.
hit you? Nice. Take
An
4
that
slashing
hits you.
damage.
Exactly.
And Miss Karen, will a 21 hit you?
It assuredly will.
Take
Just
6
barely.
damage on from a scimitar.
Sounds right.
This guy down here is gonna charge up at UG and smack him.
No, they're lined up perfectly.
Ooh, which one is it? Ooh, 22.
I think you-
Yeah, that'll hit. Have UG take 5 damage, please.
There you go.
I think you skipped one of the Cobalt Cultist turn. They were going at a 20, like right after Karen, but you.
I don't think I did.
Oh, there is
Yeah,
one on
yeah.
a 20 in the
Yeah,
initiative
he's
track.
up on the thing, and you can't see what he's doing.
Oh, I see. Okay.
All right, so that was that Cobalt Cultist. Kyla Night Gem.
Alright, yes. She will walk up to this Cobalt Cultist, and as she's walking, she's going to use her Quicken spell so she can cast her Dragon's Breath and attack with it.
Nice.
You can attack with Dragon's Breath the first charge.
Yeah, it's part of.
Oh yeah, I forgot it's
So
the
you don't-
casting time is a bonus action.
But if you wanted to like melee this guy and breathe fire, then you could do the quicken spell thing if you wanted.
Yeah, we can do that. And the type of damage I am choosing is her newly discovered Poison Breath.
Ooh.
So he will have to make a DC 13 Dex save.
Ooh, that's awesome. So since you just saw the dragon use the poison breath and got hit by it, now you are figuring out how to use it. That's
Nice.
very cool.
So dramatic.
I love that.
So dexterity for the first one. 15, he makes it in the... Yeah, you can probably hit that second one too. Back
It's
on the
only a
back.
15-foot cone.
Oh, never mind. Okay, forget it. You can't hit that
Yeah,
guy.
Okay.
Okay, so he takes half damage. You want to roll the damage?
Yeah.
Woohoo!
Not bad.
And I'm going to melee as well.
You.
Melee wizard. Sorceress. Whatever.
With
I get confused.
you said I couldn't cast 2 spells, so we're gonna go with a dagger. Does a 12 hit?
I think that it does.
Ooh.
Click
Alright.
the damage.
Do it.
5 damage.
Oh,
Yeah.
that does it. Blam.
Nice.
And the poison eats into the wound because that looks cool.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's
How do
really
you
cool.
finish this guy off?
I imagine she coughed and then choked up a cloud of poison that he staggered back from, and then while he was still recuperating from that, she just stuck her knife into him.
All right. Ugh. Who's controlling Ugh?
Not I.
Cyanrath is staring daggers down at him, but it looks like he's heeded the advice of the of his lieutenant.
I mean, I can run him if necessary. It's not a problem.
That's fine.
What do you think? So, do we even know that there are people up here right now?
Yeah. You can see torchlight and other things, and
I think Ugg he'd probably run down to try to take this guy out. I would think
all right.
if he's I don't know. Is he being smart, you guys? Do you think he's running head
No.
first? Or
He's not a real smart guy.
all right, so yeah, he'll.
He's probably-
2, 3, 4.
He's probably going for Cyanrath after getting shocked.
All right, so he can go ahead and rage then, which I think is his bonus action, and then he'll go ahead and attack this guy. I don't think he's going to be a savage about it. I think he's just going to great axe.
Let's see it.
8. Oh, yep, 8.
Yeah, it's not gonna do it. This cultist sees Ugg coming. His eyes get wide. Oh crap! He backpedals a couple of steps and then jukes to the left, right as Ugg's axe chips down into the cobblestones.
Nice.
Cobus, what would you like to do?
Do we know as a group where how to open the gate, how to keep it closed?
Yeah, there's 2 things. There's a wheel up here and a wheel down here, and typically multiple people will be turning that wheel, but Langdodrosa is probably big enough he can do it on its own.
Okay, so I'm going to do... how do you feel about me doing a moonbeam where the spot of the wheel is to try and prevent them from touching it?
I think that's fun.
That's awesome.
I think he was asking the DM, but yeah.
I meant conceptually, not rules. I apologize.
So everybody's going to see me pull out from my pocket this white stone that's very pretty, very soft looking, and it's going to start to glow, and then you're going to notice it's a similar glow to the moon, and all of a sudden the moon just shoots a beam from the sky right down to that point, and it's going to stay there for about a minute.
Yeah,
The sky is falling.
The clouds are starting to cover up the moon, and then just like this ray burns a hole straight through it and just illuminates this area. What's it? Does it do any damage to this guy or?
Yes, it does. Let's 1 second here. It is a 5-foot radius. It is 40 foot high, and it takes 2d10 radiant damage on a failed save.
All right.
And it is a Constitution saving throw.
I should use hold person on.
I think what you did is really cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Constitution saving throw.
Ooh, just beat it. So he gets half damage to 2d10.
All right, you want to roll it?
Yep.
Takes 5 damage. Ah! So he's taking a little bit of damage there. I'll draw a little square of moonbeam up there.
That'll stay on that spot for a minute.
Is it a concentration spell?
It is.
Okay. Yeah, you can only have one concentration spell active at a time, and large is also a concentration spell, so
Correct.
it's just
Correct.
something to keep in mind.
Which is why I didn't use it the last time.
Can you link the spell description to me, or
Yeah, I can. Let's see
if
here.
I can?
There you go.
Seemed to be an easy way to go to the index and find a spell and then put it into chat from there.
There we go. It takes on a failed save or has fails, it also instantly reverts to its original form and blah blah blah. On each of your turns after you cast a spell, you can use an action to move the beam up to 60 feet in any direction. Oh, nice.
That's awesome.
And for my bonus action,
Or
I'd
starts
like to...
its turn there. It is engulfed in ghostly flames. So it's starting its turn here. So it's engulfed in ghostly flames. You want to
My priority is to keep him away from that wheel to
yeah.
keep this...
Do you want to roll damage again? Because he just started his turn in it.
Oh, that's true, yeah. Okay.
Wow, that's very cool.
I will do another Constitution saving throw. Come on, baby.
That's a fail.
All right, so he takes the full 6. Oops. So this moonbeam is giving him a sunburn, and his skin's starting to blister and turn red. He screams out in pain, and what he's going to do with his action is he's going to start raising up the gate.
I'm sorry, I wasn't actually done yet.
Oh, my bad.
Sorry about that. For my bonus action, I'd like to change into the toad.
Yes!
Yes.
Battletoad Cobus.
Oh, goodness. For some reason, it won't let me drag the thing out here.
Hold on a second. Let's see. Edit. All player journals, blah, blah, blah.
There you go.
There you go.
Hey,
If you, sometimes it doesn't let you if you try to pull it by the icon. Yeah.
Gotta
by
pull it
the
by the
name.
name. Ooh,
Cool.
neato. I get a
And there.
snack.
Let's see. And then I would like to jump. Yeah, I'll jump on the other side of here to help as much as I can, just to kind of intimidate him.
Intimidate you do.
All right, and that's my turn.
So this guy pulls the other guy into the thing and says, "Help me!" And they start turning the wheel, and the gatehouse starts creeping up. It only moves up about a foot before they have to get out of the thing. But go ahead and I'll roll a Constitution saving throw or take the 6 damage there.
Oh, sorry. I thought that was a different roll.
Sorry. Hey, yeah, we can use that other one if you want.
See what they just did. That's a good way to
Changed my mind. This other guy doesn't fare so well, and he dies in the moonbeam. So he gives his life for the cause, but the gate rises up a foot. Let's see, turn order. Another Cobalt cultist. By Tiamat's teeth, and he attacks you with advantage.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of teeth.
Yeah, you'll take 6 electric damage from that.
Alrighty.
The little electric staff comes down on your bumpy hide. Electricity
It's electric.
arcs over your skin. Yuri, it is your turn.
So Yuri's got Karen on his back, and he's being mobbed by enemies right now. I think he's going to try to hit the cultist just to the north of him.
Okay.
So he's going to make a standard melee attack here. Oh no!
No!
Maybe Karen's weight on his back throws him off a little bit as he's leaning in to
Don't bring
smash
this on
him with the shield.
Don't blame this on me.
Yuri is surprised because he feels a tickling on his back and goes wild. But yeah, he does not make any progress in any way. I do not have anything I can do as a bonus action here.
You can move.
I could, but then I'd provoke attacks, and I'm not going to do
That's
it.
true.
So I think that's my turn.
All right.
So I'll protect you, Karen.
I feel very safe.
I'm my next turn. I'm gonna try to use Hold Person on Cyan Wrath. So
Okay. Hopefully you'll be able to see him. So that's
He's
Yuri's
up
turn.
here.
Yeah, you can see him right now, but he's going to get to go here in a second. This Cobalt cultist, how can he get this moonbeam to move? Oh wait, yeah, you got to make a concentration check for getting hit there, buddy.
Oh, yeah, that's true, yeah.
Let's look up concentration.
Let's see. Gosh, how do I do that?
I think it's a Constitution save, and it's either 10. The DC is either 10 or half the damage you took.
Yeah,
whichever's
so I think it's
higher.
a DC 10.
Okay.
Oh no!
It drops!
Would you like to spend a luck point to keep it up?
Yeah, I think I would, thank you.
Oh, to re-roll, I mean.
Oh!
Shoo!
All right, make sure you spend your luck point, jerks.
I did.
All right.
be right back.
So yeah, this Cobalt cultist climbs up and will have a regular. Let me pull a regular cultist. I just need a ranged attack. Come on, how about a guard? Yeah, there's probably some spears or something up here, so he, what's the range in that? 20/60 feet. He'll move over to here, and And I think that's probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, still long range, so this is going to be at disadvantage to hit you, but he has advantage because his buddies are next to you, so it canceled out just a normal attack on Cobus. Does a 13 hit your armor class?
Sure does.
Nice. Take 7 piercing damage and make another concentration check.
May I use my inspiration to help with my concentration?
Yeah, you can roll at advantage.
Hold on, I gotta do math.
I understand.
You can just, in your hit points, you can click there and type in -7, and it will adjust your hit points.
Hey. Nice. Nope, maybe not.
It's in the when you click on your character token, it's the green bubble above your character. If you type the -7 in there, it should affect it.
I tried. I didn't do it that time, unfortunately.
All right, let me try -7. Boop, 26. There you go.
Thank you.
Math is for programmers.
Right. All right, inspiration. There we go.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Yuri, I think you should probably get inspiration for practically one-shotting a damn dragon. that was pretty cool.
It says I already have 2, so I think I'm probably capped at that right now.
Yep. House ruling that people can have up to 3 inspiration.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Then I will accept that. Thank you.
Graciously.
But I would also like to call attention to the fact that that was a group effort. I was enlarged and they had fairy fired and whittled down, so...
Yeah, if it wasn't fairy fired, it would have been a miss.
That's true.
That's what made it a crit, so really that's Karen's crit.
Well, she'd never assume.
Oh,
I'm telling you.
Alright, so you keep your concentration, and the Cobalt curses under his breath. Langdodrosa, let's see if he recharges his breath weapon. No, he does not. Arrgh! And he just runs over to this little, what do you call that? Little defensive crenellation, jumps over it, and starts heaving this big wheel. It's up to about 2 feet. You can see underneath there, like there's a whole bunch of troops just waiting to come in. You also know that there are dozens of troops kind of standing nearby, waiting in like the nearby warehouses and other things, waiting for if it does become a breach situation, then they're going to kind of try to flank anybody that comes in. All right.
Man, I really should have taken those opportunity attacks. How high is this?
Let's see. I'd say that's probably... I'd say the walls are about 15 feet, so that's another 10 feet, so maybe 25 feet tall to here, and 15 feet from here to ground level.
Okay. So if my normal movement is 30, then on my turn, if I used a dash, I could move over to the wall and then jump up on top of the wall.
Sure.
Okay. Sorry, didn't mean to.
You're fine. Karen, you are astride Yuri.
Karen would like to clear out people directly around Yuri so they can get a move on. So this guy's gonna get an Eldritch Blast.
If you're using a ranged attack in melee, I think you'll be attacking at disadvantage. But
Could I spend an inspiration to make it regular?
you could, but you won't have to because Cobus is going to be granting you advantage there. So you'll have those two will cancel out. So just a normal hit at this guy.
Cool.
I believe in you.
You can do it.
Yuri believes.
Oh!
Oh no. A 9 will not hit, unfortunately.
Might I spend a luck point?
Sure.
If everybody there's still resistant to poison, I might be able to clear out some of them before Yuri's turn.
Everybody is still resistant to poison.
Nice. A 13.
That will hit. And roll your damage.
Do it.
Oh my gosh.
Nice.
Not bad.
How do you kill this guy?
I think she just beans him over the head with her staff, and it explodes with magic as she does.
Eldritch energy kind of courses through his skull, and you just watch as the lights go out, and he crumples to the ground.
She doesn't like doing it close range if she doesn't have to, so I think she panicked a little bit.
Ah!
But
All right, this cultist is dead. This cultist is dead. This dragon claw is going. Oh my god! I think he's gonna whack you, Miss Karen.
Sounds right.
This dragonborn can't even hit anything, so let's see. Actually, he'll spare one for each of you. Ooh, there we go. Let's do
challenge accepted.
let's do this on Kieran. So we forgot to last time. Holy cow!
Oh no!
Oh, he doesn't have advantage anymore because his buddy's dead. Oh.
Man, good thing I iced that guy, huh?
So 8 damage to you instead.
Whew, I'll take it.
8 damage sounds great now. And then for his other attack, he'll attack Yuri.
Sounds good.
15
that
will miss. That
Who's this
cultist is dead. Kyla, it's your turn.
Lovely. If I were to stand, perhaps. Hold on. If I were to stand, like, right here, is there any way, or maybe here, is there any way I could get both of those, like, both the cultist and the dragon claw with a 15-foot cone?
Let's see. If you were here, you could get him, but you would also get everybody else.
Everybody's resistant to poison, I believe. and they
Everybody
can-
is resistant, and it doesn't do a lot of damage. It's just something
Yeah.
to keep in mind.
If you guys aren't okay with that.
No, go for it.
I'm
Yeah.
okay with it. We're pretty healthy overall.
Well,
You definitely don't have to worry about Cobus.
Yeah.
Well, toads aren't resistant to poison, so you only got half resistance right now.
I don't want to hurt a bunch of people. I think instead we're probably gonna.
You'll be fine.
poison us.
Well, I just don't want to roll really well and then people fail to save, and even though they're resistant, still take some damage, which could be problematic later.
Okay,
Sure.
you do you.
Yeah, whatever you want to do.
If that's the case, then I'm going to try to kill the guy who's currently on Yuri, and I will cast Firebolt at the Dragon Claw.
Alright. Who's got an armor class of 14?
Yeah.
I will hit.
Kyla knocked him.
Goodness.
Bringing it.
Yeah, roll your damage.
That was
Scorching.
13.
Ooh, very close.
Ah,
Yeah, this guy had 16 health, so he takes the firebolt in the back, and his cloak catches fire. He rips it off and tosses it to the ground.
I have a question. Can you attack with a dagger as a bonus action, or is that only a rogue thing? Because I remember being able to do it with my rogue character.
If you're making a melee attack, then you can also attack with an offhand item. But you just did a spell attack. But I think your fire breath is not considered a spell now. It's just as a bonus action, you can just keep doing that. So I think you can also breathe poisonous gas on this guy and not hit anybody else.
Oh,
That might not be legit. I'll have to look that up later, but I think that's how it works.
I cast it as a bonus action, and then
We can look it up later if you just want to do the damage.
yeah, I guess I will. So I will do my poison breath stuff. He has to make a DC of.
He does not.
Roll it.
I see.
So how much damage does he take? Oh god,
A lot.
Ooh!
that'll one-shot him.
Man, I was putting out 29 damage in one round.
Yeah, buddy.
All right. How do you end that guy?
She slings a firebolt from her hand, and seeing that it does not finish the guy off, she decides to breathe the poison once again, trying to focus it a little more this time than trying to hit multiple people, and just spreads over him and probably mostly severely affects anywhere he was burned by the fire.
Gotcha.
Nice.
He grasps at his throat and keels over. Ugh, what would you like to do?
I think Ugg is probably just going to keep chopping at this cultist in front of him and then start trying to run his way up the stairs. But he's angry from having missed the last time, so he will be reckless attacking this time. Let me take away his death saving throws. Let's see. Alright. Here we go. 22.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Just barely.
What? He rolled max damage. 18 damage.
Ghetto crit. All right. Yeah. How does Hug end this guy?
I think having just smashed the stone with the axe when he missed, he just pulls it back up and heaves a huge horizontal swipe and cuts a huge gash in the guy, and then barrels forward, stepping over the corpse. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to here. And that will be Ugg's turn.
All right. Let's see here. And when you reckless attack, what's that do for me?
It means any attacks against him until the end of his next turn have advantage.
Nice.
It doesn't affect his saves or anything, just attacks against him.
All right, Cobus. What would you like to do, Toad Boy?
Chomp, chomp!
Yes. Yeah.
Oh god. Oh god, no!
What happened to Joe?
I've heard tales.
I've heard tales.
From who?
Exactly.
You guys did some stuff to cultists in Greenest, and some people got away. All right. So yes, you hit. What does that do for me?
Let's see. 1d10 plus 2 piercing damage plus 5
There we go.
1d10
Just clicked
damage.
it. 3 piercing, 9. That will end him.
Just enough. Nice.
Just enough. How's that look?
I just one big swallow, man, just home. And then like it was nothing, I just simply jump over and let's see, 40 feet. I'll go right. Probably the wall's too tall at that point from that distance, so I'll probably just go there.
Fair enough. All right, this Dragon Claw. He's yelling at the army. Come in, charge! And you hear like a roar from the troops start marching towards running towards the gates. Looks like the gates are up about 3 feet now. Dragon Claw. What else is he gonna do? I think he's gonna move up and try to turn this ballista around.
Leave Cobus alone.
Well, he can't see anybody. But let's make him make a strength check. See if he can get this going. Ooh, he is not strong at all. He's more dexterous. Let's see, DC 12. Oh yeah, he's got it. He's
Success.
fueled by the rage from the moonbeam. Alright. Cobalt cultist, he's dead. Take him out. Yuri, you are surrounded by dead cultists. A halfling on your back. And a song in your heart.
A song of glory and victory. I think he, lets out a laugh as giant toad Cobus appears, dispatches the last cultist, and then bounds away in the opposite direction. So Yuri is going to use his action to dash. So his normal movement is 30, so that'll double until 60 for the turn. He wants to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Basically, he wants to get as far up here as he can, and he has the boots of striding and springing, so he can jump very high as well.
And can you do your channel divinity again to get like double your movement or whatever? Double?
It's a short rest ability, so I already
okay.
used that once. But I did pre-calculate my high jump distance. The lowest it can possibly be is 16 feet, straight up. So if it's a 15-foot wall, then he would be able to just clear the lip of that.
Yeah, go for it.
So
yeah, you can get.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is his normal movement, and then 15 feet straight up, I guess, would keep him in the same square, and then he'd be able to move 3 more feet.
Sure, yeah, you can move over to there.
So
Yeah, you just like you jump up, and I just don't want you like hanging on the side there.
Right. So if I got to this space with his normal movement, he'd spend 15 feet to go up, and then he'd still have 3 spaces of movement, right? Or is that not accurate?
Yeah.
Okay, so then he could go 1, 2, 3.
Oh, I see what you're saying. No, this was 15 feet, and this was 20. This is like 10 more feet, so it's 25 feet total.
Okay, so he would not be able to jump straight up from that then.
So, yeah, but I was saying, yeah, you could jump up and climb up the outside and get there if you wanted to.
Okay. Yeah, that's perfectly fine. So I would like Yuri to scale the side there with Karen on his back and get up to as high as he can, hopefully on top of it, so that they're both prepared for next turn or whatever.
This one calls out an alarm. Look out, Cyanwrath!
Nobody asked for your opinion.
Cyanwrath!
Man, that cultist is a narc.
Snitches get stitches.
And that'll be his whole turn. His whole turn is just going to be movement.
All right, he's gonna move over to here and attack Cobus down there. Throw another spear down at him.
Do it.
Where'd the guard go? Ugh. God dang it!
Oh no!
He runs over to the side and trips on his robe, and the spear just clatters down next to you. Langda Drosa. I think he's going to heave the wheel one more time with his action. He's also going to roll his d6 to see if his breath weapon recharges.
Please no.
I have not.
Oh boy. And let's see. Yeah, he'll move back to here, and he looks at you. He says, "You again," and then he unleashes with his lightning bolt. You guys want to make me a dexterity saving throw?
Oh jeez.
Yeah.
I thought you would.
I would like to use one of my inspirations.
Good man, good man.
You know what? I
Oh,
would
thank
too.
God.
Nice.
Inspiration, go!
Wow, we are rolling. Oh my gosh!
Yes!
What?
2 nat 20s, you guys.
Maybe we should just cancel that. Like maybe you choked on it or something.
We are rolling hot today.
Man, no kidding.
All right, take 10 damage.
Back together.
Take 10 electric damage. The both of you. With your natural 20s.
I should have gotten the shield master so I could block it with my. It's fine.
Oh, that'd be stupid.
All right.
And he draws this just massive 2-handed sword off of his back and does the little wave with his hands, and it is Karen's turn.
Karen is none too pleased about being jolted, so she's going to fire an Eldritch Blast.
All right.
It's below.
Natural 20.
Why not?
No.
Yeah, it's
Golly, I'd love to use a luck.
Go for it. How you doing on luck points?
I'll have one more
All right.
in my standard pool.
You just need to roll more ones as a halfling. That's
I
the
do.
problem. It's
That'll
not a
hit.
one. Yeah.
Yes!
How much damage we doing?
Not enough.
Nope, not enough. But that is a solid hit.
Is I have a-
her movement. She's gonna move and like jump onto the roof over here, so she has some distance.
So you're not in a straight line from Zion Ring?
Yes.
Okay, that's pretty good.
I have a quick question. Is Prestidigitation, is that a bonus action or an action to cast?
An action.
Never mind.
What do you want to do?
Well, so the army is approaching, and Kyla isn't really in range to attack. So I was hoping she could make the announcement that they've slayed the dragon, to try and kind of deter people a little bit more, as they're also winning the fight on the wall.
Oh, that's a good idea.
It's very cool.
But since it would only be like the front row that probably hurt her, or and she would probably have the bag as well if they knew that the dragon was carrying the.
Well, it'd be tough to like show that as proof to like everybody, because even if like the front row of men saw, they couldn't stop because they just get trampled by the army.
Yeah, I have a semi decent idea for an announcement, sort of. But if her voice would be loud enough to address multiple...
You need to use prestidigitation to address that. Because right now, like, the entire army's screaming, Langderdros is launching lightning bolts, and that's causing the this huge clap of thunder. For you to be heard by anybody of note, then it would have to be amplified via magic somehow. Karen, are you done with your turn?
I mean, Karen could shout. She has prestidigitation.
Well, you used your action for an Eldritch Blast.
Oh, I forgot that those weird, like, little flavor cantrips aren't bonus actions. That's fine.
If Karen was casting it on Kyla, I could use sorcery points to make it quick. I'm just kidding.
Kyla, it's your turn.
If that's the case, how does this work?
Mage hand, you can move stuff. You can carry about 5 pounds with your hand. Or sorry, about 10 pounds with a hand that you can move around up to 30 feet away.
Alright, I wasn't sure if that would be able to stop the wheel from rotating or anything.
No.
If that is the case, then I guess we will just fire another firebolt at this Cobalt cultist up here.
Cool. Yeah, he's going to have cover since he's got those crenellations in front of him. But go ahead. That's going to miss.
Alright, Ug's turn then.
Cool. Yeah, now the it was raised up about 3 or 4 feet. It'd be enough for people to start crawling in once they got here, but you see like this seething mass of kobolds and mercenaries, and they're all just running in your direction. I'll go ahead and move them up to about here. Ugg's turn.
I think Ugg is going to keep running up the stairs towards Cyanrath. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Move to here.
Daggone.
And probably start reckless attacking against Cyanrath to with his dead lover's halberd.
Ugg gets an inspiration point.
I do not. How much does a halberd do? I only have the great axe on a
I think it's a D10.
sheet. I don't think Ugg is practiced with using a halberd, so he probably doesn't think to stand several feet away while using it.
That's fun.
Let's see. Alright.
Oh man,
13 with his reckless attack.
that will not hit. You definitely have his attention though.
He is, let's see. Oh, he's in a frenzied rage.
Mm-hmm.
The berserker guy. So he can make a bonus attack. He can use his bonus action to make an attack.
Do it.
I forgot about bonus. Halberd, 19?
Yeah, that'll hit.
12 damage.
Oof, that's a solid
Go.
hit.
Oh yeah.
Does he
Oh,
have
that-
a line for Cyanrath?
Not only was it a solid hit, it was also a hit to his pride.
What'd you say, Doug? I didn't hear it.
I didn't know if you had a cool line for Ugg that he would say to Cyanrath.
Nope. He's a frothing, raging barbarian right now. He's a little incoherent.
Sounds appropriate.
Cobus.
All right. Can Cobus see that guy?
From down on the ground, no. But if you were to leap up, you could probably spend your movement to either climb up Toadstyle or leap up to there.
Tough decisions. I am going to jump. How far do you reckon? Like right about here?
Yeah, that'd be fine.
I will jump up to here. And I would like to move the moonbeam over to that dude.
Yeah, he had a readied action to attack whoever comes up those stairs, so he's gonna let loose with that thing.
Alrighty.
Let's just do a dexterity.
Eat the bolt. Eat the bolt.
Wasn't that the
Eat
thing
the
that
bolt.
you killed Frulon Moonbeam?
Moondas. Mondas. Something like that. Alright. Roll 1d20 plus 5. Let's see if this hits your armor class.
Shed.
Mother.
Wow. Wow.
Oh my gosh. So yeah, you you jump over the railing and land, and this ballista bolt just whips right past your head, and you hear it thunk into a building a couple streets down.
Nice.
And then you use your druid magic to move that moonbeam. Ooh, that's cool. I like your little purple circle better than my blue circle, so I'm going to delete that.
I would like to put it right there so I don't damage the ballista.
Okay.
For reasons.
That's fair.
Oh, what scrolls do we still have?
I think you have
We
one
have-
lightning bolt.
Yes, one
Can
lightning.
we grab any fireballs?
No, we cannot.
Dang.
You did, but you used it.
Gotcha. I couldn't remember how many we ended up getting.
No.
Line up single file and surrender.
Well, I was thinking we didn't have a fireball. Kyla could have ran up to here and through the gate, just lit up all these dudes.
I mean, she could do that with her breath.
Oh, she could.
She could do it with the lightning bolt too. That doesn't hit just one person. That hits everybody in a line. So,
Nice.
all right. Let's see. When you move it, does it actually do the damage?
I would imagine that it does, yeah.
Yeah.
He's starting his turn in it too, technically.
You want me to show you that?
Yeah,
Show you
I'm reading it again.
Okay.
Yep. So yeah, you move it across and it damages him. It'll go ahead and make his dexterity saving throw.
Cobus is literally a one-toed army.
Battle
Aw.
toads.
Oh, you got it. You passed.
Okay, so
5 damage.
he does 5 damage. Guess how many hit points he had
Oh no.
in the past tense? He had 5.
That's funny.
Nicely done.
So
It's my turn.
All these guys get to watch their buddy up on the wall be moonbeamed.
This like beam of light.
That was a really good sound effect.
All right, so next up is the Torch Dragon Claw. He will be done. Yuri, it's your turn.
All right. Yuri is going to use his bonus action to cast Shield of Faith on himself.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Give himself a small 2 AC bonus. He's going to move down in front of Cyanrath here, and he will use Lay on Hands on himself to recover maybe 18 points of his health out of his Lay on Hands pool.
Cool.
Let's see, 18, 45? Yeah. So he'll move down the stairs as Ugg is laying into Cyanrath and just start glowing with this shimmering golden light again. And he'll say, Fulon died with honor. May you do the same.
Nice.
Cool.
And then just stand with his shields at the ready.
Man, I'm hyped.
Nice. All right.
This is all posturing, so I could very easily eat it right here, too.
Cobalt Cultist. He sees the giant toad leap up, and he's with his poor performance of spears in the past bit. He's just going to run up and attack you, I think. All right, Cobalt Cultist.
None of these guys are surrendering. It's surprising.
They're kind of all in at this point.
Hit!
13, you do. Take 7 electric damage.
All right. God, I don't know why it's not working for me. It's kind of aggravating me.
Okay, so what you do is you click
I tried Go ahead, I'm sorry.
You click the token, then you click inside the green circle, and that should bring up the edit box, and the number gets highlighted. And then if you just type in like -7, then it should.
Yeah, that's what I was doing. For some reason, it's not doing it. I don't know why.
All right.
Were you typing in the number minus?
There, finally got it.
Nice.
Cool. Awesome. Langdodrosa Cyanrath. Let's see if his breath weapon recharges.
Golly, I hope not.
No!
Oh, I needed a 5.
Oh.
He's got multi-attack here.
Oh my.
I think Langdodrosa is going to look back over his shoulder at Yuri since he like turned off to face Ugg, and he's just going to try and kick to shove Yuri over the edge down there.
Oh no.
Stole my idea.
I'll just make a great sword attack and see what happens. Does a 21 hit you?
It does, even with my higher AC of 20.
Oh no.
Nice. Yeah, he's a big guy. What do you think's appropriate here? Should you get like a saving throw or?
I mean, I think a shove pushes them back 5 feet, so if that's enough to shove me over the edge, I'm okay with that happening.
Yeah, alright. And then you'll fall down 15 feet, which will be, we'll say, 2d10 damage.
Oof. Okay.
Whew!
Oh my!
And I
Oh,
don't get to
boy.
reduce that at all.
You can make an acrobatics check to try and lessen the damage.
Lucky.
Will he also take the slashing damage?
No, he does not take the slashing damage. He's just kind of shoved him. All right, so you reduce it by
Can I use one of my luck points to try that again?
Sure.
I should have used my inspiration. That's okay. Oh no!
Oh my god!
Oh wow! I deserve that full damage.
Oh,
It's funny because that's the exact amount of damage that I just healed myself for. Rebuked.
Yeah, he looks over and he just lashes out with a roundhouse and just shoves you back far, and you're like, that's not a big deal. But then you hit the critillation and just turn head over heels right over the edge and just smack into the ground.
I do need to make a concentration because I just used a spell on myself.
Oh, nice. So I guess the DC is half. Is it 10 or the damage, or?
I think it's 10 or half the damage.
Okay.
So it would still be 10 in this case.
All right.
heck, I got to do that too. I forgot to do that, man.
Oh yeah, go for it.
Alright, so I succeeded, thankfully.
No!
Moonbeam!
Moonbeam! I failed. Oh. Heck, you might be muted, buddy.
No, I was reading just to double check the concentration rule. Sorry about that.
Oh, okay.
All right, and then with Langdodrosa's other attack, he's going to attack Ugg with his great sword. Oh, will a 12 hit Ugg?
I think his AC is 15, so that will not.
Damn.
Even with the advantage.
And then he's going to move around to here.
Makes sense.
He's smart.
Does he get any other bonus actions or anything cool? Nope. And as you tumble over, he says, I'll deal with you in a second. Boop. Karen, it's your turn.
Okay, so this might be dumb.
I love player statements that start like that.
Is Signrath wearing a cape?
Yes.
Could I cast Mage Hand to continually pull it in front of his face? So he has disadvantage on attacks on my friends, who can deal much more damage than I can.
I'd let
That's
you.
great.
I'd let you do the help action and grant somebody advantage for that. Yeah,
Cool.
just help at a distance from way back here.
Yeah. Like a coward.
Like a strategist.
Well, yeah, I think
great.
that's what I would love to do.
Oh wait, that was the end of the initiative turn. Let me add somebody to. I'm gonna add this guy to. Add turn.
If Kyla makes it down here, would I be able to jump her up too? If that's what she wanted to do.
I have basically nothing to do as I don't have prestidigitation and I'm not in range to attack anybody, so I'm fine with whatever.
There is a horde of people all kind of charging down this way.
How many of them can I hit with a lightning bolt?
A ton. Like, I don't have all the tokens for an army down here, but they
Oh
are.
my gosh.
They are.
Alright, that's what I'm doing.
They are
That's
moving with a purpose.
Oh, wait, could I have moved to hide over here?
Sure, to get some cover.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's Karen's whole turn. She summoned the spectral mage hand and is just whipping this guy's
I love it.
in his face.
That's so good.
Did you see Doctor Strange?
Yes.
Okay, that's great.
Kind of like when his cape is misbehaving.
Uh,
Damn it! Kyla Nightgem, you see this army that's like just charging. There's just a horde of them coming in your direction. Let's look up what lightning bolt does.
She's kind of panicking because she's like, oh god, what are we gonna do? We can't fight these people. And then she's like, oh yeah, I have a scroll. So she's gonna toss her dagger aside, probably like right here or something, and pull out the scroll.
So
I don't think she would have the presence of mind to like fully sheath the dagger and then get the scroll out and stuff like that.
It's fine, yeah. Let's see. It goes in 100-foot line, and basically everybody in that damage would go. And like these people are packed in sardines. There's like more than one person in each square as they're charging up this way.
She will move forward and start chanting the arcane words that are inscribed on the paper.
Yeah, go ahead and roll your 6. Is it 68? Is that what it was? 8d6, sorry.
Oh wait, it was 86. Okay, I'll reroll.
God dang it, I pulled that out.
Well, it doesn't matter because it was literally the same thing.
Wow. Wow.
The dice know what's
The dice.
up.
They do.
We've got this, don't worry.
Not sure. We know what he meant. All right. Dang it, I lost my chat again.
No.
Okay. Yeah, you do 29 damage, and that's enough to kill people even if they save their make their saving throw. So just this line cuts down the middle of these guys. Just this 100-foot swath of charred kobolds and mercenaries, drake dogs. They all kind of scatter, and when that happens, the people that were at the front just all leap off into the moat, and the army falters.
And can the army see her right now? Or at least the front few rows.
Yeah, like you had to basically duck down to look under the gate because it's only about 3 feet high, but that's about as tall as a kobold. So all the kobolds will be able to see you, and some of the people.
All right, if she could use a bonus action to pull out like a non-magical scroll, because she would have like paper and stuff with her.
Oh,
for
absolutely.
And
really
make
cool.
it seem like she has another one that she's about to cast.
That
And
is
start
so
talking.
awesome.
That
Nice.
is such a
So
cool
people
idea.
think, oh,
Yes, and
Nice.
you get inspiration.
Yes.
yes!
Very,
Oh,
very
so
clever.
cool.
Very clever.
Do I have to roll for that?
No, like you. It was a good enough idea on its own. Plus, what these guys are thinking, they just saw you do it once. They see you pulling out another one with like a little smile on your face, and they're like, "Oh crap!" And yeah, all the front row jump into the drink. But you do see this red-robed, bald-headed man kind of in the back ranks. He looks down at you and narrows his eyes. Ugh,
Narrows her eyes right back.
it's your turn.
Mate.
Ugg is going to continue his tradition. He's gonna maybe circle around to the side here, and he's gonna keep wailing on Cyanrath. I feel like he doesn't even realize that Yuri got kicked over the side, or maybe that he was even there in the first place.
Perfect.
As you correctly pointed out, he's the frenzied berserker, so he's like a red rage right now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
There goes a halberd, and he's reckless attacking.
Of course he is.
13.
All right, 13 will miss.
Okay, and then bonus action. 17?
Right on the nose.
Right. 8 damage.
All right.
Ugg is just spinning like a furious whirlwind.
Yeah.
Like Geralt, but less cool.
Cobus, what would you like to do?
All right. Well, first thing we definitely got to do is dispatch this guy. So let's bite him. 13.
Yep.
All right. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh,
Kill
yeah.
me.
He is super
All
dead.
glory to the giant toad.
Hell.
Okay. That was the easy decision. Now, I want to propose to the group. How do you guys feel about me yelling out to the guards to get on the walls and start using their archers to? Or do you want them to come in and get ambushed? How do you feel? What are y'all thinking?
I think we should pepper them.
Yeah, I think whatever we can do to keep them out is good. Do we have any guards around us right now?
They're in the warehouses.
Yeah, there's a bunch of guards like in the nearby buildings, ready to counterattack if they get in through the walls. But they were under strict orders not to come out until that happened. But that doesn't say you can't do that. You totally could, but it would require a roll to convince them.
Okay, yeah, I'll move next to the wheel and then I will yell out. Let's see, what am I?
Are you changing form back to normal?
Oh, right. I forgot about that.
Croak.
Yeah, I'll change forms.
Definitely not coming out now.
Yeah, I'll change forms and yell out, guards, guards! The enemy has approached! To the walls! To the walls!
All right, give me some sort of convincing roll, maybe a persuasion or...
Yeah. Okay. 12.
12. They've got strict orders. Go ahead and roll a d6, and that's how many rounds it'll take for them to follow through on that.
All right.
Roll low, please.
Oh,
Yeah.
lame. All right, so next round they'll do it instead of starting immediately.
All I got.
I hear Lori laughing downstairs. I think she's listening.
Hi, Lori.
We love
Hi,
Lori.
Lori. We love you.
Hi, Lori.
That was a good.
The group says hi.
That was a good Cobus turn. Yuri, what would you like to do? You're
Oh,
prone.
man. Yeah, we cut to Yuri. He's just like, knocked over for his hubris appropriately. So he's prone, which means standing takes half his movement, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so his normal movement is 30, and this wall is 15 feet.
Yep.
So would using his whole movement get him back up on top of the wall?
Yeah, you could get up there if you wanted to.
Okay. I think he'd like to leap back up and then use his breath weapon to hit Cyan Wrath, but hopefully not Ugg.
Nice. Yeah, it's a 15-foot thing, right?
Mine's a 30-foot line.
You could. I'll let you make a roll to try and avoid hitting like a dexterity roll or something. We'll say 13, DC 13.
Is this for Yuri to make or Ugg to make?
Yuri to make.
Okay.
Like you're trying
And what
to. They're fighting back and forth. Just make like a dexterity saving throw at DC 13. And if so, all right.
Alright, so yeah, he'd like to leap back up onto the lip of the wall using his total movement, and then he's going to use his breath weapon to hit Cyan Wrath in a line. Probably
Nice.
washing and flame up to the wall right here. And... where's my Dragon Breath? So it's only 2d6. Oh, there should be no... Oh, I have all of my global modifiers still, my apologies.
Holy crap.
That's nine damage.
Radiant
Fired in.
grapple, enlarged, dragon breath.
Sorry about that.
All right, so he has to make a DC 12 dexterity save.
Yes, sir.
Where's dexterity? Bam.
I'll probably thrown a javelin or something, but
He does not, but he only takes half damage from fire right this second.
oh,
Ooh,
oh,
how strange.
that's okay. I'm good with that. All right, and That'll be Yuri's turn. He just leaps up back onto the wall and says, I don't think he says anything. I think he just breathes fire. Just to announce his presence. And that'll be his turn.
Oh, and never mind. Sorry.
Oh, what's up?
I think that Cobalt Cultist is dead. What were you saying, Kaylee?
Oh, I was gonna say I think her Dragon's Breath spell dropped because she shifted her focus to casting the Lightning Bolt spell.
Nope.
Just
You can have one concentration spell up, and so long as you're not taking damage, you can maintain your concentration on that other spell. But typically, concentration spells are a little bit more powerful. Things like Fairy Fire or the Enlarge spell kind of give you lots of cool bonuses, so they didn't want you to say, hey, I'm going to cast Enlarge and Fairy Fire and Invisibility all at the same time on this one person and have him go all Super Saiyan Dragon Ball Z on somebody. Alright, it's Langdodrosa's turn. Let's see.
How irritated is he?
He's a little teed off. His cloak's whipping around and this mage hand keeps distracting him. He swats away at it. Let's see if he gets his breath weapon back.
No.
Oh, baby!
It's appropriate. It's deserved.
Alright. You breathe fire on him. His cloak catches fire. He calls down into the crowd and says, "Launch the fireball on me!" And
No!
Oh my!
and
Oh my.
Kaylee, that wizard that red robed guy that you saw starts beginning these arcane rituals and
Oh my!
mutters
Is that
these
the same guy that
arcane.
got away?
Perhaps.
I'm gonna be so put out.
Perhaps.
close the gate.
Let's see. What's a fireball do again?
A lot.
I am just outside of the 20-foot range.
I was thinking the same thing.
Thank God.
All right, 20-foot radius. Launches it on here. 1, 2. Oh. I should have moved up
It would have
once.
killed me.
I mean, the wizard doesn't have perfect aim.
No, it's fine.
I'm gonna die.
Let's see. What was it? I just looked it up. How many D6 is it?
8d6.
8d6. Yeah.
Not
One of them-
86. 8d6.
Well, if it crits.
It doesn't crit.
One of them is 8d6 and the other is 68.
All right, I gotta look
No,
at
they
it.
would.
I thought it was, but then when I looked, I thought they were both 8d6.
But so did I, because I feel like that's what I rolled.
8d6. All right. Yep. Definitely 8d6 for fireball. Everybody in that general area make a dexterity save of 14.
Good luck. Good luck. Good luck. Good luck. Good luck. Good luck.
Thank you. I will use.
Oh,
an
you gotta
escape.
You piece of garbage.
Oh my god!
Oh, no.
Shit, 4 nat ones?
That's an alley quality.
What? That's crazy!
Look how low that damage is.
Oh my god!
I like legit feel bad for acting.
I mean, do you have a GM luck point?
No.
Maybe they just have a crappy wizard.
Maybe so. Alright.
Maybe a kobold pushed him and kind of stopped it halfway.
Oh,
as
that
he
would have
walked.
been so cool. Alright, let me roll for him, see if he takes full damage. He does, because he rolled 1 less than he needed to. And
Good
so
job, Cyanra.
he will take 6 damage.
So I will also take 6. So I have resistance to fire.
Oh.
And then Ugg takes the. Oh, I have to roll for Ugg, I guess. Ugg. He gets advantage on this, right?
That's
Yeah, because he
annoying.
could saw it. He could see it.
Alright, so he takes half as well. So also 6. Man, go Ugg.
Oh my gosh.
Is that Cyan Wrath?
Yes. All right, he's going to move around behind Ugg to hit Ugg and Yuri in a lightning bolt.
Yeah.
Oh wait, did my thing
I'm
recharge?
getting an attack of opportunity.
Yeah, you did recharge.
Yes, it did.
him.
I got a 5. All right.
Would I get that opportunity attack?
No, he didn't move out of his range.
Aw, dang.
Oh god.
20 damage.
All right. Could be worse. All right, so I'm gonna spend my final inspiration to give myself advantage on this deck save. Oh, it's not good enough. I'm gonna spend my luck on this.
Do it.
You have 21, so you still have 1 hit point left.
That's plenty.
True. Oh, I'm just sitting here like, should I try to save those 10 hit points, or am I gonna need my luck for my death saves?
These are the decision. Yeah, Talon Sky said the fireball just flamed out. It's cast too high.
All right, I'll stick with it. I'll take the damage. I'll be at 1 hit point.
Anything
And
more
then,
than 1 hit point's really just showboating at this point.
Really, when you think about it, makes sense.
Yeah. And Ugg will make his deck save. We'll use his inspiration since he just got it. And
Ooh.
it didn't matter.
Nice.
Oh wait, he didn't. I apologize. He didn't need to because
Yeah, he
gets
didn't need
advantage
to, yeah.
already. Okay. All right, so he also
Alright.
takes 20. Whew. Spicy.
And I'm gonna cheat and roll 1 greatsword attack on Ugg. Oh wait, I don't have to cheat. I'm gonna use my action surge and do 2 attacks on Ugg.
Ugh.
That hits.
What did I roll there? All right, so take 10 slashing damage. You
Oh
are
my.
Are you resistant to magic damage?
Not while raging. No.
Okay.
It's normal.
So this
to-
is slashing damage from a magic weapon.
okay. Oof.
All right, and he's going to attack one more time with his greatsword.
Oh my gosh.
No,
Oh god.
Oh!
Does a 14 hit you?
His armor class is 15, but he's at what? No, but you have advantage because he reckless attacked.
Yes! Take 13 damage.
Did anything
Alright.
happen with his cape? I don't know.
I think I. Oh yeah. What were we doing with?
I don't
Karen's
know.
thing?
You'll get advantage when you attack him. Karen's doing the help action basically.
I see.
Oh man.
Half orcs get this ability where if they're ever reduced to 0 hit points, they can say, you know what, I'll just stick at 1.
Oh, you're right. They're endurance or something.
Yeah, it's like half orc endurance or something like that.
Relentless. Here we go. I put it in there. When you are reduced to 0 hit points but not killed outright, you can drop to 1 hit point instead. You can't use this again until you finish a long rest.
Do we have any healing potions?
I
I don't know. I don't
I'll
have
search
any on
for the
sheet.
green dragon sword that's totally in this bag of holding.
I don't think he has any.
And I would argue that Ugg couldn't drink one right now anyways, being
Right.
crazy rage frenzy barbarian guy.
Dumping a Gatorade over his head while he screams.
Get in there.
I forgot how to drink.
Alright, that was a good turn for Langdodrosa.
Yeah, it was.
Ooh.
Fortunately, it was his last.
That was a turn.
They're asking, hey, do we not have a healer? We do. Our healer's just up here right now. He was dealing with some other things. So, yeah, he'll be getting there. But I mean, these guys are fine. They're vertical. I don't see what you're complaining about. Let's see if his next round. Let's see if his lightning breath recharges. All right.
Oh, it's not.
Yeah, the army has scattered. You have another. I'm using my finger quotes. Lightning bolt scroll ready, and so the entire army has just like completely stopped. So they're not doing anything. Karen, what would you like to do?
She wants to. Could she scramble over this?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't have my ping on. One sec. Over to over this wall.
Mhm.
Okay, she's gonna use her movement to get up, like, to here.
All right.
And cast some Eldritch Blast from cover. She ducks around the corner.
That's fair.
Right at this boy.
Got any other cool spells? I haven't looked at your sheet in a while.
I have some cool spells, but I'm all out of spell slots, so...
there's your problem.
I still only have 2 spell slots. That's the Warlock game, right?
Yeah, Warlocks don't get a 3rd slot until like level 11 or something.
Well,
But next level, I can cast 2 Eldritch Blasts at once. It's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
I only remember you casting Fairy Fire.
I cast it twice.
She used to once on the dragon and then at the start of the fight.
Ah,
Right.
shoot.
That's right.
Okay, well, I'm going to use my very last regular luck point to re-roll that. Because I feel like we need to put this guy down or all of her friends are dead.
Possible.
Farewell, luck point. Oh, please be good.
Ooh,
Oh,
a hit!
Yes!
Yes.
Well, that's all the useful Karen's going to be. Let's roll some damage.
Which is what we need.
You can.
Oh, a 7 again?
7's not bad. 7's good.
It's not the 13 from earlier. Yeah, she scrambles over the parapets and, like, you know that noise that Hanna-Barbera characters make when they run really fast?
Like Scooby-Doo.
Yeah. It's kind of like that sort of run motion as she ducks and covers, haphazardly fires some golden orange energy right into this guy.
All right. Very cool. Before you go, Kaylee, the red robed wizard calls out in a deep booming voice that just echoes across everything and says, "Jade Talon, attack the gates now!"
Oh.
All right,
And
Sure.
Kyla, it's your turn.
Kyla, she's gonna wait for like a second or two. She's gonna look at the sky, and then she's gonna look right at the maid. Is he within earshot? Like, can he hear her?
Who? Yeah,
The maid. Of
Yeah,
Faye,
probably
or Faye.
because you guys have like that battlefield kind of duel going on right now.
Yes, she's going to take a step forward, not on the roof, obviously. So
Yeah.
I'll just leave her here, and she's gonna shout, "We have slayed your green dragon, and we will do the same to you if your army does not retreat."
Nice.
Very
Langdodrosa says, "Don't listen to their lies. Jade Talon lives."
Just wait and watch, and when Jade Talon doesn't come
Yeah,
to help you, we'll see.
That's enough. That's enough.
Oh, okay.
All right. What would you like to do with your turn?
Let me see. That's an excellent question. So I can see the mage right now, right?
Yeah, he's pretty far away, but you can see him.
Can I cast Hold Person on him so he can't cast any more of those sneaky fireball spells?
What's your range?
That would be 60 feet.
You'd have to run out to about here.
Oh, yeah, I'm not doing that.
These guys have all dispersed, so there's not like people here right now. They've all like jumped off and everything, so it's still a little bit risky running out there by yourself. But
See, I have really bad experiences with running out there by myself.
that's fair.
I do recall the last time I did that, almost died in a different game, so I don't think I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
Let me see. What else? So, she has Burning Hands, which is a cone of fire, basically.
Mhm.
Can she cast that, like, on the ground outside and make, like, a small barrier of fire on the ground so people might not...
Yeah, like the army seems to be taken care of right now. Nobody's charging. Everybody's kind of waiting for the dragon to do its thing. So you can do that with your action, but it might be a waste.
Okay. If that's the case, then I will try to get up to help people with Cyan Wrath.
Okay.
Alright, so 10, 40, 60. So you can move
Yep, there you go.
right here.
Cool.
And she's using her action to dash, of course.
What would you like to do with your single hit point?
I don't know. Attack. What's a hit point? I'm just angry.
And you have help.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. So he's gonna continue halberding. 22.
That will hit.
Right, and he's staying reckless for this, by the way.
Okay.
14.
Oh no! He had 12 hit points.
Yes!
Was this attack lethal?
I mean, I don't think Ugg can be no. So Ugg is in a frothing, frenzied rage, attacking Cyan Wrath, who is lightning bolted several times using the halberd of the defeated Frula Munda. So I don't think Ugg has that presence of mind.
That's fair. That's fair.
I would like to point out that the army would now be getting out of the houses and stuff because it's been around.
Yeah, they're gonna do that at the 0 round mark.
So can I lobby for Ugg just impaling Cyan Wrath up against the wall here, like so that they can kind of see it from below?
Yeah.
Oh, ho, 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 ho.
Yeah, so they see their master. He's the general of the army right here, and he's launching lightning bolts and parrying Ugg's blade, and he's getting kind of forced back a bit. And Cyan Wrath does something that should have killed Ugg, but Ugg just stands there and takes it. And yeah, Ugg runs him through with Frula Munda's halberd, and just pins him to the stone wall, and he just collapses backwards, and his sword just clatters down the stairs, and there's just a silence on the battlefield for a good solid minute. Meanwhile, the guards and the friendly troops start marching up into position and start moving up, and before the army can retreat, they start peppering them with arrows. And you're guessing that the dragon that you slayed was Jade Talon, because there's not a second dragon in the mix. And the army starts falling back as more and more arrows rain down on them.
May I use my last spell slot for Moonbeam to kill as many of the kobolds as possible?
Excellent. Sure.
Try to target one with an eye patch.
Try to target one with an eye patch.
Per the Emerald Enclave's request, I'm going to take out as many of the enemy as I can.
There you go.
Nice.
Yeah, you launch that moonbeam out there and start tracing a trail between the fleeing army. Somebody loads up the ballista and launches that into their ranks, and you sent the army packing. Whew.
So for Ugg's second attack,
My bad.
no, I'm just kidding.
I thought about launching one more fireball up there, just to.
I mean, far be it from me to tell you not to.
Nah, after seeing his master die and another thing, he's like, well, that's that, because he doesn't see the dragon anywhere, so they're pulling back until they do, and that's not gonna happen.
As the battle is finishing up, there's kind of two things I would like to do. First, can I search among the bodies and see if there are any, say, kobolds with an eye patch that could perhaps look familiar?
Well, explain why you want to find this.
Okay, so the reason Kyla doesn't want to just tell Storm, her pseudo dragon, that they did kill the person is that she's lawful good, and she wants to keep her word. And since Storm was honest with her, she wants to be honest with Storm. And so she just wants to take a quick look around and see if she can spot the kobold.
All right, so for some of our viewers who didn't know, there were 3 pseudo dragons that the group picked up, and the 2 of them were happy to go along with it, but Storm, the blue pseudo dragon, said that had made a promise to the kobold that was running the scam. What he would do is he would sell the pseudo dragons to different mercenary people or other people that were interested in buying them, but the dragons were supposed to just hang out with them for a few days and then come back to him. And so Storm had made that promise and was having second thoughts and was telling Karen, or Kyla, that she had to go and return to the kobold. And the kobold that sold it to her was a kobold that just had an eye patch, so he kind of stood out. Let's see. I think, we don't even have to roll for it. We'll just say your lightning bolt torched a kobold with an eye patch, so you think you got him.
Nice, good. And also, can I just take a quick glance in this bag, which I'm guessing is a bag of holding, and see if that does contain the green dragon's hoard? I'm not searching through it or anything, I'm just glancing in.
Oh, the green dragon's hoard. I thought you said the green dragon sword, and I was like, what? Green dragon. Alright, sure. So you get the quick look version. Show to everyone.
Screenshot! Quick!
It's in a waterproof rock, and I was like, aren't most of them?
Oh, I knew he would have, she would have something from Windcrest.
Wooden staff with a leafy pattern.
That's enchanted.
Waterproof book. Waterproof scroll case. An amulet.
Ooh.
A clear liquid.
Oh, hold on. I just realized something. It's a gemstone, and it's blacker than night. It's a night gem.
Oh,
and do you know what Kyla's last name is?
Nice.
It's Night Gem.
Wow.
That makes so much sense.
If it's okay, I actually really need to run to use the restroom really quick.
Go for it.
so
This is a good
go
breaking
ahead.
point.
I will return shortly. You guys, please continue.
Man, it's getting tense. Not that it hasn't been.
That was doesn't get much closer than that.
What are the chances 2 characters having 1 hit point each?
It's good stuff. Good stuff. Man, just could have rolled a little bit higher on some of those big damage rolls.
Well, I mean, if you did, though, then Cyan Wrath might have died earlier.
I'm not gonna lie, I was like, oh man, can I even see them injured from over here? I was like,
cannot.
yeah. While that was all going on, I was like, how am I gonna get over there? If I don't see him, I don't know what to
I'm out of position. Oh God.
Yeah,
Object
exactly.
permanence is not great.
I was straight sweating, man.
I thought you were gonna try to man the ballista and just launch that into Cyan Wrath for 3d10 damage. Thunk.
That was gonna be down the road.
I think Kyla would like to make sure that there's a messenger going back on a horse or something to the keep to let Lady Sileria and everybody else know that everything's been taken care of. Army's gone, dragon slayed, everything's cool.
You bet. Let's wait for Doug to get back though.
Karen is going to be so smug talking to that guy. Who was like, can I see your credentials, ma'am? Oh, you mean this giant dragon corpse?
He's just doing his job, Karen. I don't know why you have a bone to pick with authority.
Authority.
Maybe we'll find out.
Ooh, suspicious.
Well, actually, I'll go ahead and since this is over, I'll head over to them. Hey, there's Ek. Oh,
Yay.
Ek. And I'll spend 2 spell slots, one on each Ugg and Yuri to do some cure wounds.
Do it.
Let's start with Ugg.
Kyla's still running up the stairs. Is everybody okay?
I know, I can speak for Doug. He would like to be healed.
All right.
Sorry, I wasn't here to help.
Plus 9. Hey, it worked. Hot dang.
I thought he might have tried to shove, Ugg might have tried to shove Langdodrosa over the edge to get him back.
Another 9 for Doug. All right, there we go.
I would be able to pop that back onto the sheet for him. Let me see.
It's, he got it. Yeah,
Okay.
you can just do it directly on the token and it should transfer.
Oh, that's cool.
Whew, you guys had me worried there for a second.
Yeah.
I'm picking my dagger back up, by the way.
Well, that was a roller coaster, man. Like we started off by just off in the dragon and almost, and then we ran over and it was like, okay, well this is good. This doesn't look too bad. And then the 1 hit point with the fireball. I'm like, whoa, God, okay. I'm worried.
Who needs 4 scrolls
Look at
when
this.
really you can just pretend you have 4 scrolls?
Yep. Let me look at that stupid fireball damage. 8d6 rolled 13. Should roll about 24 damage. 27 damage I think is average for it. Well, who's rolling what?
We're not rolling, we're talking.
Ever in your
Gotcha.
favor.
Gotcha. Cool. Well, just a cry, a cheer erupts from the troops when the cult of the army of the dragon cult starts pulling back, and you've definitely dealt a decisive blow to them. Over the next few days, you'll find out that the mercenaries and stuff kind of disbanded. So the only people left are kind of cultists and kobolds, but the surrounding towns, they're going to coordinate an attack over the next few days and try to mop up those forces so they're not a problem.
Do any of us get promotions in our factions?
Absolutely. You killed a dragon, you killed Langdodrosa Cyanrath, you sent an army packing pretty much single-handedly. I'd say that's definitely worthy of promotions across the board.
Yeah.
But this will be an excellent stopping point, I think, right here before the celebrations. So I'd like to switch over and do the post-mortem to see what we liked and what we didn't like.
Heck, may I do one last thing?
Yeah, man.
Can I do detect magic on all the items that we just found in the loot, the dragon?
Yeah. Yeah, I can show you the full list. Let's see, where'd that handout go? Dragon loot. Ooh, I also need to show you this.
Is a Hoard's
Oh,
this rolls right.
Alright, what's magic here? Let's see. Strange jug. That's magic. That's magic. That's magic. That's magic. That's magic.
It's all magic.
There we go. So I put a star by the things that were magic, and we can identify those and things like that.
cool.
What's the
In downtime.
Thank you.
topic of the book and the scrolls? Like, I'm not reading them right now, but what
Right.
are their titles?
The waterproof book is a book of rituals. And it'll take some time to puzzle out what's in there. And the book is much larger than a normal book, and you think that it may have belonged to the dragon itself. Let's see, and then the scrolls are, you can't tell what they are without a little bit of study, but you know that there are some low-level spell scrolls around level 1.
And do I get my green dragon scale?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, we'll do dragon maintenance and everything. So probably what's going to happen is there's going to be a celebration tonight. They're going to round up any of the cultists they identified and throw them in jail. What else? If you wanted to, like, we could say that the attack was lethal, but Langdodrosa could try and make a death saving throw if you wanted him alive for whatever reason. Definitely don't have to. But you do have a druid here that could toss some healing his way.
Absolutely.
I think in character, Yuri would feel badly about killing Cyanrath outright because Cyanrath spared his life after defeating him in an honorable duel, and here they just ganged up on him and beat him down. But the circumstances were different, and he also was, duplicitous and had taken hostages and stuff like that, so he's very conflicted on this point.
Yeah. He it's not like Langdodrosa fought fair in this fight. He called in some outside help from wizards, and if the dragon was around, she would have been down here breathing on you too.
That's fair.
That could be some good roleplay conversation.
That's true.
Yeah, if you guys want to knock that out, feel free. You get to start talking, and I can just start rolling in the background every so often. The decision might get made for you.
If we want to handle that now, or if you guys want to talk about it next time, whatever works.
I'll go ahead and roll 1d20 death saving throw just to see. Alright, he failed one.
Alright, so are we starting the conversation, or are we saving that?
We're already here.
Are we stabilizing him, or are we letting him die? I forgot what you guys...
That's what, like, you guys were going to have, like, an interesting conversation about what you should do.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I think we should keep him alive.
Why?
Because he might have information we need, and because I owe him my life in that sense. Honorable or no.
But...
Yes?
I mean, you can draw a line. It's a straight line towards death.
Yuri clutches his fist and turns away, looking brutally off into the distance, standing on the ramparts.
How many people has this guy killed?
Me!
Among them being you. Leave him to bleed out. He's got a mouth that shoots lightning. He dropped a meteor on you.
Yuri looks down at his battered body with all these singes burns on it. It simply seems that we could use the information he has, but it is not my decision to make. What do the rest of you think? Lady Nightshade, Cobus.
I did not really participate in the fight against Cyanrath specifically. I don't believe.
Well, but we're a part of this. This is all of our fight. And his fate is up to all of us to decide. You stopped the real fight, which was at our doorstep. Don't shortchange yourself.
I suppose he could be useful to us live, but we would definitely want to make sure he's under the highest security at all times. And if we could nullify the breath weapon somehow, then...
Just duct tape his mouth shut like a crocodile.
Yep. Through surgery, I mean...
Crikey!
If we have the means to keep him, then perhaps we should for now. Is it truly our decision to make whether he lives or dies? Perhaps the Lord's Alliance would have something to say.
The Harpers might be able to use him too.
There may be glory in capture than defeat.
You know who else might be able to use him? Tiamat! Just a thought!
Alright, well, I think we gotta
She
make a decision
shouts.
here because he's about to...
No, take your time. It's cool.
Alright,
Yuri will go... Can they just stabilize him without giving him a hit point? Is that possible?
Yeah, you can stabilize him.
Okay. Well, Yuri will use... I'm sorry, go ahead, Kyle.
oh, I was just gonna tell my dad that I'm messaging him something before we all leave.
Okay.
Secret message.
Yuri will go over and place like one finger on Cyanrath and use the smallest amount of lay on hands possible to just prevent his death for the time being.
All right.
Well, I don't have a scroll, but maybe this will do. But immediately put him under heavy guard, get the guards over to, put the biggest possible shackles on him, muzzle him if they have something like that, just turn him into a mummy with chains.
Karen looks dubiously at his bulging physique.
He only looks that big because of the immense amount of change.
I must say, I've heard both sides of the argument, and I tend to agree that we should keep him alive for now, at least. And it seems a little dark to let him bleed out and make a mess all over the wall.
And the
I mean,
point.
blood's already there. Just a little bit more. Just kick it over the thing.
I
Gone.
think maybe we should give him a chance. Maybe it's all just a big misunderstanding.
Well, I don't believe that for a moment.
I like that reasoning so much. I like you misunderstand it. Like, Karen has +0 to her intelligence, but even she's like,
Yeah, suit yourself. I will do what I can to help him, though, if that's what we are deciding.
Let it be said that I gave him his life the same he did mine, and now we're even.
Yeah, I think
Honor upheld.
That is fair. That is fair.
you can say what you want about Cyanrath, but he did keep his word when he fought you, and he did release the prisoners. So you think he would be kind of an honorable prisoner? You just get that feeling, Yuri. But he did lose his loved one, and he's just suffered a great defeat. So you'd probably feel pretty bad too at that point if your roles were reversed. So you're not 100% sure how he's going to act when he does come to. So heavy guards and muzzles are definitely the way to go.
Yeah.
But with that, I think we'll end the session.
Between now and next session, do we have to do anything like level up or look at our new faction abilities or anything?
Yeah, let's look at our new faction abilities. I think some of you will be getting magic items from that. And yeah, definitely level up to level 5. So some of you will get access to level 3 spells. That's pretty cool.
I get 2
Sweet.
Eldritch Blasts. This is so exciting.
What'd you say?
I get 2 Eldritch Blasts.
Double the blast.
Woo! And let's see. Yeah, let's do... I'm going to go ahead and turn off the dog barking in the distance. And
It's a cloak of elvenkind.
something we'll find out about. Yeah, you can look it up in the D&D 5th edition thing. You just type in cloak of, and it should bring up all the cloaks.
It does something with stealth, but leveling up. Does anybody know how much experience we should put in?
Not offhand.
6,500.
What's that?
That's so cool!
6,500. 6,500,
Thank
my
you.
love.
Thank you.
He can never
It's-
see me with his headphones on.
That's true.
It's the cloak from Lord of the Rings.
Yep.
Basically, it's a little camouflage cloak that will.
Hey,
Oh, okay, cool. Oh, look, more Lambda bread.
More.
So
Lambus bread.
this is
Lambus bread.
this is relevant. I have tried to read/listen to audiobooks of The Lord of the Rings on like 3 separate occasions, and it's always just so dry in presentation that I can never do it. But I found another one that's currently listed on YouTube that is like a full-on production where they're tying in like sound effects and musical cues and stuff from the films as well, and the production value is just truly amazing. And
Nice.
for the first time, I've been able to enjoy it.
Cool. That's one thing I wanted to get into when I had a commute, but never really got the chance to because I stopped commuting well before COVID. So
There we go.
there we go. So, post-mortem about the game. What'd you like? What didn't you like? What do you want to see more of? What do you want to see less of?
I thought they were really good combats all around.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, I think
I
the
thought-
session before this we had no combat at all, and this session was almost all combat. But I think that it all kind of made sense.
Thought the build-up was important. You know, we knew that this was going to be a big cinematic event, so that was pretty cool. I thought I really enjoyed that you ran with our idea for the ambush against the dragon, that you leaned into that. I thought that was a really cool moment for everybody. And then I thought the gate event was also cool because it wasn't just a normal slugfest type of thing, right?
Right. Yeah, you had the pressure, the time pressure of this army's coming. It's getting closer. It's about to be here. Yeah. If the ambush thing didn't happen, then Jade Talon was supposed to be here and doing stuff.
Whew.
But you would have had all your resources, and it would have been a little bit different, I think.
Sure.
But yeah, I like that Langdodrosa gave you guys a run for your money, and it was a close fight, and he was a serious adversary. I'm happy he didn't just go down in one hit.
I liked that a lot of that was just based on positioning, right? Like part of the battle was getting to him to even be able to do the things we needed to do while he was pelting us from afar. So that was cool.
Yeah, he kicked you off the ledge, so that took you out of the combat for a round. Or it didn't take you completely out because you could still breathe on it, but that's a lot less than what one of your smites could do.
Oh yeah, I felt I had felt pretty bad after the first combat because I felt bad that your bad guy didn't get to do cool things, right?
She did. She got to breathe the poison gas on you, and she got to smash and attack you and things like that. But you guys had just prepared for those things, and she didn't know you were resistant to poison, so she's breathing on you and just doesn't do anything. And you're like, oh, she was getting pissed. She was kind of considering fleeing, but she's like, they're not doing too much damage to me. I'll probably stick around for one more round just to let them know they can't do this to me. And then, wow!
Very laughing in the background.
But so I felt a little bad about that. But then the follow-up fight where I literally survived with 1 hit point and had quite literally no resources left. I had 1 luck point, but I'd used my breath, I'd used my channel divinity, I had no spell slots, I used all my lay on hands, like
Nice.
I was tapped out, and I almost did nothing that fight. I think the most important thing I did was get Karen up top. But I'm cool with that because it was dynamic.
An elevator.
Yeah.
I liked that everybody played a really important part in both combats. Like Kobus took out this entire side and stopped them from raising the gates.
Yeah.
Kyla stopped the push in the middle there. Like that was all really cool. So
Moonbeam!
I loved Kyla's fake out with the scrolls. That was probably
that was slick.
Super cool.
that was the smartest thing anybody did this combat. By
Yeah,
example.
Oh my god.
Super proud daddy moment there.
Very
That was
cool.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Very
don't worry
cool.
about rolling for hit points. I'm just like giving max hit points to everybody.
Oh,
Really?
thank you.
My.
Max hit points.
Yeah, because I'm not pulling any punches, so I'm just rolling like crap with my fireballs.
I
Speaking
get
of
a new Eldritch Invocation at level 5.
Hmm.
So I'm taking Eldritch Sight. You can cast Detect Magic at will without expending a spell slot.
Nice.
I just think that's neat.
If that's the case, I'm probably going to replace my detect magic spell with a fly spell. Because I have 2 level 3 spell slots. I can use one for fireball and one for fly.
Nice.
That's very cool. Let's see here.
Ooh, I get level 3 spells now?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, level
Yeah,
5
every
is a
other
good
level.
level.
Level 5 is the first real power spike because the melee classes get extra attack, and then martial or spellcasters get a very important tier of spells. Alright, I get extra attack. Ooh, I get my level 2 spell slots now.
Ooh.
Hey.
Vampiric Touch is cool. I want that.
What is it?
Vampiric Touch.
Ooh.
I can, on a melee hit, the target takes 3d6 necrotic damage, and you regain hit points equal to half the amount of necrotic damage dealt.
Nice.
That is neat, and I'm taking it.
Do it. Well, cool. Any other notes on the session?
I also like that you rolled with some of the outside the box ideas, like Cobus trying to mix the better potions and Karen pulling the cape up over his head, and a lot of those very cool. I always appreciate that.
Yeah, good stuff. Thank you.
I didn't like that you almost killed me.
Yes, you did. Don't lie to me.
I did. I like that a lot.
You just said I loved it. I was down to 1 hit point and no resources.
I do. I don't know, it was a cool moment for Yuri because they had the big win against the dragon, but now he like couldn't redeem himself against Cyanrath and got completely trounced in that fight while Ugg did all the heavy lifting.
Yeah.
So it's like he's like looking back at that chain of events like, well, I lost to Cyanrath, but Ugg basically soloed Cyanrath, so what does that say about me? But I also hit the dragon, so where's Ugg stand in this?
Yeah. I like that
think-
you have that rivalry going with him.
I think if we are going to keep Cyanrath alive, Yuri should probably take off one of the blue dragon frills.
Oh.
Oh.
I feel like that's definitely something he would do.
That's in line with him, but Yuri might... I don't know, I'll think about that before next time, because that's a very interesting point, but maybe Yuri would not do that because he wasn't the one that actually beat Cyanrath, or he's
Right.
like, hey, I'm not like you. Like, you beat me and then you scarred me, and we beat you and we let you live, you fool.
Oh, and I guess you also did.
What is going on in the background?
I don't know.
Alright.
I don't know, it's just- We also did kill his lover, and I was just looking at the picture, and I was like, wait a minute, he has a frill.
Yeah, I think if Yuri did it, it wouldn't have the same effect on Cyanrath, because it's like Cyanrath gave Yuri something to remember Cyanrath by. Yuri would give Cyanrath something to remember Ugg by. Because Ugg kind of took him out, right?
Well, Yuri's giving something to remember him by in the form of his own life.
Absolutely, yeah.
Like, you're my Wookiee now.
Nice. Excellent. Well, I think that we'll call the session here then. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. And if you like what you see, make sure you give the channel a follow. And we'll be doing this again in 2 weeks. One thing that I wanted to say was this was completely off the rails from the Hoard of the Dragon Queen module. So the stuff that's happening in Berdusk was all stuff that I kind of came up with, and I wanted Langdadrosa to build up more and be like an ultimate showdown here. And I think that definitely paid off. if you had fought him at level 2 back in the Dragon Hatchery, it just wouldn't have had the same, I think, impact. So this was just I had a lot of fun running this and prepping this and watching you guys beat up my NPCs. I may joke about things like and get mad, but it's not really. I'm not really upset that you guys are succeeding. So
I think you created a much more interesting circumstance for us, and it felt much more cinematic and dire. So
Absolutely.
my investment was very
Super
high, and I think that's a direct result of what you put into it. So I appreciate it.
This was. I was really happy with everybody's ideas and just how this session played out. It was just really fun. So thanks to my players for playing, and we'll see everybody again in 2 weeks next Saturday.
See you, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.